I don't know. You know what? It's picking up the voice a lot better regardless. Have you noticed that? I think
Check. Yeah, you're not wrong.
it's these audio amplifiers. All right, Mike.
Let's do it.
It's the 420 special.
And we're here.
Holy shit.
Damn, bro. We got our song?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go. Welcome to the 420 special here on the Snacks of Life.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
The snacks of life. The snacks of life.
There's a time you gotta go and show you grow, and now you know about
The snacks of life.
The
Snacks of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Snacks of Life podcast with comedian Mike Rita and the Snack Man. This week we have no guest except for marijuana because it's the 420 show.
Oh, shit. We're back, Mike. We're back.
That's right. We had to take a week off because your boy was all fucked up from doing a bunch of shows and a bunch of days in a row, and I caught something. Could have been COVID. Could have just been whatever. I don't even check anymore because I don't want to confirm nothing.
You know what? That's the era we're in. It's like, as long as you don't admit that you have COVID, you're good with a cold again.
Bro, I just got a cold again. That's all. And I got a
Something's going around.
Something is going
Something's
around.
going around. That's again, you can say that again. Flute. Early flute.
Early flute.
Oh,
10
early
seconds in.
flute.
Dude, something's going around has been my week. Something's going around. Kids in kindergarten, I got something going around, bro. Something's going around. You know, and it is what it is, bro.
It's socially acceptable now.
Yeah, fuck that, bro. If I check for COVID and I have it, then I got to tell people. If I don't, fuck that.
Something's going around.
Welcome to the 420 special, guys. We got Blizzons on the Frizzons. We have a jam-packed episode. I don't even know how to tell you this because we didn't do an episode last week, so we're all backed up.
You were sick. I had my butt scoped.
Yeah, that was fucked. You guys don't even know how this all timed out. This guy's butt was scoped. This guy had a colonoscopy, fizzy shits. I got a text message on like a fucking Wednesday. You're like, dude, I don't know about this week, bro. I got fizzy shits.
Yeah, and you know what? Bobby K's a liar because I confirmed with him. He recalls the fizzy shits of the colonoscopy, endoscopy. True story. I asked the girl, like a good drug user I am, so what kind of shit you got for me? What are we getting high on today? And she goes, and shit you not, Mike, scared the fuck out of me, bro. She says, well, first we give you a derivative of fentanyl.
Oh, right on. Buckle up.
And I said, what? Fentanyl? After we had this long conversation last week, I said to her, am I going to have this sudden urge when I wake up to go to the bus station? Yeah. Or like, how's this going to work?
Dude, you're going to be, that's it, bro. You're now, you're now the crack man. You've lost the snack man, and now you're the crack man doing fucked up shit for crack.
So they hit you with the fucking shot of little Fenny, but she's like, don't worry, it's a derivative. It's not the real deal. It's like a lower dose, you know. And then they hit you with the Michael Jackson shit. So I'm feeling like royalty now.
It's crazy, huh?
Because I'm hitting the Prince shit and the Michael Jackson shit all in one toke. You know what I mean?
Watch out for that shit. That shit's nice.
And you're just sitting there and they tell you to take deep breaths. They didn't tell me to do a countdown. I was supposed to do a countdown to see how long I could fight it. But I got 13 deep breaths in.
Before you could start feeling it.
That's
Wow, 13 deep breaths and you're already feeling it, eh?
Dude, no, I was out.
Out,
bro. I woke up and I swear to God, I don't know where I was because I don't remember anything. And I woke up and I looked at the girl and I was like, it's all good. I smoked weed with rappers.
Hey, at least the man, this is the No Cap podcast. And even when this man's waking up from a minor coma, he's still good to goma.
It's so funny because then like 15 minutes later, I looked at the nurse. I was like, did I tell you I smoke weed with rappers? She's like, yeah. And she gives me that look like, you're full of shit. I'm like, no, but I actually smoke weed with rappers. I don't know why I told you that, though.
I'm the snack man, bitch.
I was giving stickers to people. And then they told me I couldn't drive. And my little man went down to get a haircut downtown.
Yeah. He
got a fade from the basis of Alexis on Fire.
Damn, bro.
Right? Oh, yo, we got a call.
Who is it?
It's Cocaine Brian.
Is it?
It is. It's Cocaine Brian. We're going to leave that for later.
Wow, Cocaine Brian calling us right off the top.
You know how he's punctual only when it comes to this show.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Cocaine Brian, it should be stated that Mike Rita is a really, 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 really famous comedian. Sold out Yuk Yuks 3 nights. Well, 3 shows, 2 nights. And Cocaine Brian, I don't know if you know or not, Mike. Cocaine Brian was the star of the live videotaping.
Bro, I didn't know this, but he's the one who started the chant. He's the one who started the Mikey, which makes perfect sense.
Of course.
If anyone's going to start a weird fucking chant at a comedy show, and you know what? Thank God he held it for the right time.
Yeah.
He did it right.
So throughout all the openers, they were referring to him as Cambridge.
Wow.
Because the very first guy said, he was working the crowd, asked if anybody came from out of town. He said Cambridge, and so he started ribbing on Cocaine Brian. And then when he came off, I reached in and I said, by the way, Cambridge, his name's Cocaine Brian. He's like, oh, it makes sense now.
Yeah, kidding.
Because he kept on shouting out, heckling during the show and shit. I noticed that he shut up during your set, though.
He knows better.
He knows better. He knows better than to fuck with Mike Rita.
Me and Brian have had to sit down, and I look at Brian and I go, Cocaine Brian, you got to shut up when I'm on stage. You can yell out, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about nobody else, but you got to shut up when I'm on stage. Cocaine Brian. Cocaine Brian loves it, man. He's not going to fuck around.
He stuck to the script. He was there with his whole damn fam. I got to meet his wife.
They loved it, too. They were nice.
Yeah, he brought like 3 kids. His wife. I'm just disrespecting blunts here. On that note, Vanilla Backwoods are back in America.
Yeah, that's huge, huh?
Yeah, because vanillas have been notoriously dusty. They come from desert countries normally.
No.
Yeah, Turkey, like Israel. I don't know if it's desert. It seems desert to me. Apologies if it isn't.
Israel seems like deserty.
Would you live in Canada?
Yeah, those places all seem deserty. I'm like, whoa.
But yeah, they come from like Turkey, places like that, right? So they usually come and like, if you're lucky, you get them, and they're not fucked. But they're back in America,
I think
fresh.
Turkey's mountainous. I don't even know, because they got those people.
Is it like
Turkey has a type of like people that live in the mountains. I can't remember. It starts with a K. Fuck, I can't remember. But yeah, those parts of the world. I get what you're saying. So vanilla backwoods are coming from that part of the world, huh?
That's where they've been coming for the last long time.
Are they smoking weed there, or are they actually smoking the backwoods as they are? I've never met a person who's actually smoked the backwoods.
I have.
No!
Jason Clairman.
I don't know. Oh, Jason Clairman. I think I do know who Jason
Owner of Liquid Chrome.
Smoked actual blunts.
Just straight backwoods. It was his thing. He smoked cigars. He smoked straight backwoods. And everyone just used to think he was smoking blunts. They just always thought he was smoking blunts. It was good for his brand.
Yeah, because no one questioned it. You can't really tell.
It is what it is, right? There's a lot of shit that's happened in the last 2 weeks that we need to address. But the show we should start with, I was there selling merch. Shout out Beck for stopping by.
Yo, the legend Beck.
Legend Beck came. I bought his chicken fingers.
People were recognizing him in line.
Hell yeah.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a quiet artist. People don't know this, but Beck is a silent artist. He works behind the name Beck. But the man Beck himself is a beautiful human being who deserves all the love from the community. And somebody recognized him in line because I was was like, hey, this is Beck. And they were like, Beck? Beck? And they started naming one of his old collections from like fucking 10 years ago, which was the Flintstone collection.
Right.
Where he had, Barney and Fred Flintstone.
He's got a huge following, dude. He's like a cult icon in Toronto.
He is, because a lot of people have seen his stuff. And they don't know that it's him. They don't know that the smoking CN Tower is him.
Yeah, he's on his way. Honestly, he's on his way to 6 God status, I think, almost.
Can we think of another Toronto graffiti artist that's like, what's that pig guy? I can't remember his name anymore, bro. Pork, pig, oink? I think it's oink. Oink, right?
Used to be a lot of oinks, like bombs.
Oinks, that's
quick
right.
bombs, yeah.
Remember oinks?
Yeah, that's like Castro in Montreal. Castro used to be up heavy in Montreal the same way.
Yeah, man. So I think it's oink, man. I think it would just be a little pig head and the word oink. And it was everywhere in Toronto, bro. If you know who we're talking about, and it's not oink and it's something else, it's like, it was one of those, dude. What's another word for pig? I can't think of anything. Fuck, dude.
No, I think you're right with the oink, dude.
I think it was oink. And it had a little, like, exclamation mark.
On that note, we have a guy that's going to paint us a mural in Vancouver, I think.
It's going to be raining, bro. I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I think the skate park's underneath a bridge or some shit.
Ooh, that would be fucking sick, dude.
It might end up be where we have to go.
Yo, honestly, I'm down. If there's no 420 outdoor event, because it's
it's raining, we'll go watch him paint the mural. I sent him the logo.
I think we're there. I think Afro Man is there.
Afro Man is there. I don't know if I want to go see Afro Man. Do you want to go see Afro Man?
I've never seen Afro Man. Have you seen him before?
No. No, I've never had the urge to go see Afro Man.
I just gotta see which one he's playing at.
Yeah, I don't know where he's playing, but
I'm gonna check quick.
This is dropping on 420, so the people listening to this, you can tune into the story right now, or this today live. There'll be a lot of stuff going on between the Snacks of Life podcast, Instagram story at Snacks of Life Pod, the Rare Snacks Toronto Instagram, and Rita the Human. I'm sure we'll be posting all over the place today, throughout the day. Who Who knows how this episode goes? It may end up being a 2-part. I may drop the second part on Friday.
Oh, Ross Regliati is going to be there. Yeah, so it's going to be it's going to be Afro Man during the day, and Ross Regliati will also be there. You know Ross?
Yeah.
Ross
I've never met him, but Ross Gold.
Ross is gold. Ross, my boy, bro. We did a commercial one time, and him and I were the only potheads on set, so we fucking hit it off. Bro.
I feel like he's a dope dude.
Dude, he's one of us, bro.
Oh, I can't
wait. And when you meet him, you're like, no way.
Okay, we got to do that then.
Dude, he'll come. He'll sit down for 20 minutes with us, no problem. Shoot the shit. He'll give us the real deal stories, bro. Because that dude, I said
he was smoking weed for sure. Of course he was.
I think nowadays he's come along to admit it. I don't know if we're allowed.
He's like Ben Johnson. He endorses an energy drink called Cheetah.
Dude, I love Ross. Was so fucking bro. He had the gold. He had the gold with him.
Yeah,
he had the Nagano gold.
He got a picture with it.
Dude, I got a picture with it. Him and I holding the gold, bro. And in my head, I remember thinking, wow, if I could have. In high school, we learned about him. You know that? We learned about him in Olympics because he had been disqualified, and then he had been given the gold because again, there was no rules.
Yeah,
it's his.
Yeah,
bro. The smoking marijuana rule in the Olympics is there only because of Ross Regliati.
Well, I think that if I could not recall correctly, because I was kind of young at that time, we all were.
We're all kids, yeah.
They couldn't prove that first of all, that he actually smoked the weed.
That's right. He said it was secondhand. That people in the chalet or whatever were smoking pot.
Of course, and also they couldn't prove that it improved his performance.
Bro, and at the end of the day, does marijuana improve your performance? It depends who you are. You give marijuana to fucking Michael Phelps, he's gonna fucking rock it. Love smoking weed.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember when he got caught with the Rurbong at a college party, Michael Phelps?
Come on, dude. Is there anything cooler than an Olympian? Not an Olympian, a mega Olympian.
Dude, the biggest Olympian.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
And lungs of steel.
What? And an Olympian known for his breathing.
Yeah.
As though they're hitting a bong. You're like, damn right, bro.
It's not like he was throwing fucking shot put.
Oh, God, bro. I love that, man.
That should tell you all you need to know about weed in sports. There was guys back in like the 70s that were doing acid, like Raleigh Fingers, I believe it was, for the Oakland A's, pitched a no-hitter on acid.
No, it's something Ellis, Ron Ellis, or
Ron Ellis is a hockey player.
Yeah, I always do this, bro.
Yeah, no-hitter on acid. I thought it was Raleigh Fingers for some reason.
Pitcher, acid. It's something. I'm not far off. Doc Ellis. What did I say? Ron Ellis.
That's the hockey player. Doc Ellis. Okay.
Doc Ellis.
Yeah.
So Doc Ellis, if you guys, everybody's got to know the story. If you don't know the story, the guy who was dropping acid at the time, he's a fucking, he's an acid case. It's the 70s. Who wasn't at the time?
Yeah.
But buddy, I don't think he knew that he was supposed to pitch that day.
No.
So he's just dropping a tab in the morning, going to sit on the bench and have a day.
Yeah.
Have a great day at the
he's a pitcher.
He's a pitcher.
Yeah.
He's chilling. No one even cares.
Yeah.
Put his sunglasses on, have a time. A couple hours before he gets told that he's going to go in the game or whatever the fuck, has no time to do nothing. Apparently he's having a huge panic attack, gets on the mound and just starts pitching lights out.
Kills it.
You know what that is? That's that human thing, like cannot fail, cannot fail, cannot fail. They will know I'm high. And just fucking, dude, master it. Who pitches a perfect game high on acid, bro? Or no hitter, I think, man, whatever.
The crazy thing is I wonder how many times, if you went back and watched that whole broadcast, the announcers were like, what is this guy on? Like,
unbelievable.
Holy
Doc Ellis really pulling a magic bag. What's he pulling out of the bag now?
Oh, my God.
Seems to be talking to himself in between every pitch. He's swiping at nothing.
He's so unpredictable. The catcher's giving him signs. He's throwing whatever the fuck he wants.
He's just saying, I called fastball. He's been throwing me sliders the whole game. Dude, I used to have that when I did acid. I used to think that was a thing in the movies. Like in Fear and Loathing, they see the bats.
Yeah.
I one time was high on acid, and I kept ducking because I thought I saw birds and shit flying over me. I was like, yo, guys, this is for real. This is a real thing. I don't know what it is, man. It must be some sort of sensory thing that's creating that. But
like when you see stars when you get knocked
that's
out.
That's right. But when you're high on acid is a big one for me is trails.
Yeah.
I used to see a lot of trails a lot. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah. Driving on acid.
Too much for me, but
Disclaimer?
I've done it. Disclaimer, I mean, I have done it once. I did the tab, and it started hitting me before I got home, which was the thing there.
Yeah, I drove home from a Dead concert in Chicago. And I was fine to drive, but you had to concentrate because it was kind of like cruising the world. where like the poster where the lights are all streaking together at night if they take a still picture of the highway.
Yeah, those are great.
It was kind of similar to that in the sense that like all the oncoming lights were kind of blurring into like and then tail lights were kind of had trails to them. But
oh man,
it was
I've
fine.
sat in the passenger seat full blown. I one time was high on acid
Candy
acid
flipping.
and M.
Yeah, candy flipping.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
So I dropped the tab, and then my energy was kind of dropped. Man, drugs are so crazy. Nowadays, I think of that, I'm like, that would give me a heart attack, bro. It'd be too much for my old man heart.
Yeah, same here.
But like 26, you're like, man, I'll do some M. I'm high on acid, and my energy's dropping. Give me some M. It'll bring me back up. And then I ended up performing that night, too. And it ended up being one of the craziest sets of my life, because I was so in tune with the room, bro.
And no inhibitions.
Nah, it's like as a party, baby.
One of the first times I did acid and ecstasy together, I was in Walkerton for a hockey tournament.
Classic little Canadian town right there.
Classic, yeah. And it was just after, I'm going to say it was a few years after they had the water scare there.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah. And
yeah, that's what they're famous for.
Pretty much, yeah. And so I was walking through the town with some people, and we went to the local Tim Hortons downtown. Small town Tim Hortons. It's like 10:30 at night. There's just a bunch of people drinking coffee at the time in the Tim Hortons, right? And I opened the door, and I did the spin thing like I did at the roller coaster story, where I caught eyes with everybody in the room, and it seemed like everybody was fucking looking at me. Yeah, and I got in the door, and I just paused, and I froze. And it was like everyone was looking at me. And so I'm like, what is it? Something in the water with you people? And I ran out of the fucking Tim Hortons. And then I was convinced that the cops were chasing me through Walkerton as I like sped back to my hotel. Yeah, acid is so much fun if you can handle it.
Acid is one of these drugs, and it never fails to be this drug, which is like it's a bunch of waves of just different shit. Sometimes it's nostalgia, sometimes it's love, sometimes it's like worry, sometimes it's just overwhelming like happiness where you're just so fucking you can't believe that you're alive. You're like, how lucky are we to be alive right now? We could be dead. And we're not. We're here and alive. And all your friends, if they're high on acid too, sometimes you catch them all on the same wave.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing better than all your friends high on acid, all agreeing on something where you guys are like, yeah. Oh, man. Oh.
And it's something so simplistic that seems like...
It's vanilla Coke.
Yeah. I used to, speaking of waves, one of my favorite buzzes is I used to do magic mushrooms and go sea-doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd wear...
Pump that adrenaline right
I'd
there.
wear polarized glasses. So anytime the water would hit my glasses, I get rainbows, right, from the polarized, and also the reflection of the light off the water with the waves. Awesome. If you can handle it. I don't PSA, please don't go out and do this, but it's something that I've done many times.
Like
and
if you're a seasoned mushroom user, and one day your boy's like, hey, we got the Sea-Doo rental. You're like, yeah, fuck.
Well, it was my Sea-Doo.
Microdose your ass. Do 3 little fucking microdoses of mushrooms. See if that works, because at the end of the day, what you want is the feeling of the extra little bit of exhilaration.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, man.
I was in Meaford, and that's where the Coast Guard is. And I remember the one time there was a storm, and I'm launching my Sea-Doo, and Mike, like to set the tone, I have like the Ferrari red Sea-Doo. Okay, I got red Supreme gloves on. I've got Supreme goggles on.
Classic.
I got the boots on. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to, and I got a Supreme life jacket on. And these fishermen are coming off of the bay because it's getting fucked out there.
It's choppy, boys.
Yeah, and that's what the guy says to me. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's pretty bad out there, son." And I look him dead in the fucking eyes. I go, "They don't call it a drowning jacket." I went out, man. There's a picture of me. I don't know. I probably won't pull it up because it's fun. But there's a picture of me, and like in the middle, you can see the storm. Like the waves are so high, and I'm just launching myself, happy as fuck to be alive, launching myself off these waves. Right?
Honestly, bro, there's nothing better. People who have never been on a Sea-Doo don't know. Like I've actually never been on a Ski-Doo, which is funny because you're a big Ski-Doo guy too. I don't fuck with that, bro. I fuck with the Sea-Doos, man. I'm a puss, bro.
Well,
Snow and
Skidoo,
cold.
it's cold, yeah.
I don't fuck with that shit.
If you're really about the life, you cross the water on your sled too. We've been through this,
bro. I see those videos online, and I'm like, this is next level, bro. Who was the first guy? Who was the first one? Like, boys,
somebody here, somebody here, bro.
I know, some Canadian guy. Like, but if I give her, I'll give her, boys.
There's a video you can look up on YouTube called April Fools, and the guy lives here around this area. He was a rather wealthy guy. This is like 2003, 2004, okay? OG shit. He rented a helicopter to film him and his buddies crossing all of the fucking water up here. and he got sued by Polaris because they released it as a DVD, but they didn't block out the logos for the sled, and Polaris didn't want them promoting crossing water like that.
Yeah, it's super dangerous.
Super dangerous. At one point, the guy sinks one sled, and they have to get the sled out. There's environmental concerns and all sorts of things like
Leaking
that.
oils and
yeah, you can get in a fair amount of trouble if you don't recover. On that note, our friend Big Terp, he crashed his snowmobile through the ice this winter, and he has video of him going through the ice on a GoPro, sled down to the fucking right down, and him getting out and then falling back through the ice. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's my biggest fear ever. Is like,
bro, you're never gonna get me on those things, man. I hate the cold, bro. I'll die of hypothermia the second I touch that.
you know what? You don't though. It's just like skiing. You're working. You think it's just pressing a gas? You're constantly working, and and your mind's constantly thinking about what you're doing. Your adrenaline's rushing. You're sweating in that suit, dude.
No kidding.
You're sweating, bro. Like sometimes if I wear the old school leather suits, I just wear like a base layer and a t-shirt, and I'm sweating. When you stop, you're pulling your jacket off. You're begging to stop. You're not cold until you stop. You're not convinced.
Well, Big Terp went through the ice, and he has it on GoPro.
Absolutely.
We got to get a clip of that. We're gonna try to, if we can.
Yeah, we will. You know what? I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up for you at some point, and I'll put it in. But yeah, I
so
reposted
he goes
it.
up. He tries to pull himself back on the ice. Obviously, ice collapses again under him.
Yeah, we'll have to ask him about it.
And then he just probably crawled on his belly. That's the classic move there.
So they sell picks that you wear around your neck that go together. And then they're floaties. The handles of the picks are floaties.
Amazing.
So that when you come up, they're still there. And you can break them so you can pick into the ice to have something to pull yourself up on. Because think about it, how hard it is to pull your soaking wet weight up onto ice and not break it again.
Bro,
you're pushing all down as much, right?
You're trying your hardest to kick in these heavy fucking snowmobile pants.
Yeah, that's why they make float pants that have float assist in them for that reason. So that if you go down, they're more buoyant. Because the old school leathers that I'm talking about, bro,
you're done.
You got to get up. But the thing is like you got to get out of the water. You got to get your gear off. You know what I mean?
You have to get the gear off, eh? And now you're standing in the cold, soaking wet, bro.
Well, if you're lucky, you get it out. You're not as wet because your gear took most of it, right?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll talk to Terps about how that all went down for him.
That's terrifying, bro.
Mm-hmm. My biggest fear. My biggest fear. And like I've lost friends that have gone through the ice and died, and like acquaintances, we'll say them, not like close friends, but I know people.
But everybody knows a guy or knows a guy's cousin or something that fucking went through the ice.
Yeah, I believe Jimmy's gone through the ice and like lived to tell about it. There's people that have gone through and like get out, obviously, and then there's people that go through and like most of the time it's people that are riding alone. And that's kind of the moral of snowmobiling is you really shouldn't ride your snowmobile by yourself. I know,
man. There's so many groups, local groups that are like with Sega Snowmobile, and they'll say, hey, going out around this time, you guys want to hit the trail together?
Yeah, and that's the other thing about Sea-Doos. All of these power sports things are really only fun in pairs. Like, I had 2 Sea-Doos. I owned 2 Sea-Doos. Yeah. So that if I was like, Mike, you want to go Sea-Dooing? Like, you didn't have to have a Sea-Doo. You just came with me.
Bro, that is the most truth-filled shit I've ever heard. It's way more fun in pairs. Or if somebody has a boat and you can just rip around with the boat. That's
even then, it's like... You kind of feel like, you know, it's cool. You can go out and you can stop somewhere and you guys can all ride the Sea-Doo, but it's a lot more fun if you have 2 people on Sea-Doo.
Of course, bro. We're going out for the day on for a rip, bro.
Yeah, I'd go and like we'd hit the Georgian Queen or like the Serendipity Princess out of Aurelia or Barrie. So they have the big, huge like ferry boats and they throw crazy waves. Or you get out into the gap out here where they have the big choppers that are going
cool.
and just launch. Yeah, last year I actually launched myself so far I smashed my face off the bar and broke my glasses. Yeah, it was crazy. I have it all on video somewhere. Most of the time when I do stupid stuff, it's on camera.
Bro, how funny is that, man? That's one of my fears too, is that if you've never been on again, I've never been on Ski-Doo, but Sea-Doos I've had my fair share of fun on. And the G-force, if you make like a really sharp turn, you'll whip yourself off that motherfucker if you're not ready.
Oh yeah.
You cut quick left or quick right, or you hit sometimes you jump, you get a little air, and then the wave is cutting at a different angle, and the bottom of your boat hits the wave fucking right on, perpendicular, dude. Launch your fucking ass off that thing, man.
There's a video of me launching myself, coming home from Wasaga to Collingwood, launching myself off my Sea-Doo on GoPro at like probably 80K an hour and I skip on my back across the water, and you can see it on GoPro. And then there's a video of me swimming back and like getting back to my Sea-Doo. And then the hardest thing is, and people don't really understand this, but if you buck yourself off in the middle of the lake and it's even remotely wavy, getting your ass back on that Sea-Doo is a whole other battle, bro.
That's right, bro.
Especially an older tippy one. You got to go on from the back. You got to get right to the front. You got to get your weight in the right spot.
And balance yourself, and you're all disoriented.
Yeah, my sister flipped one of my Sea-Doos right upside down.
And then what happens there?
I said, leave that motherfucker right there, and I dove off the dock, and I ran out, and you have to flip it a certain way. If you flip it one way, the water goes out. If you flip it the other way, the water goes in the engine, and you fuck it up. And there's a big sign right on the fucking... When it's upside down, the sign is right side up.
Yeah, like, do not flip it.
Flip it this way. So I swam out into the middle of the channel, and I made her swim her ass to the dock. It was her and her boyfriend at the time that flipped it. They were coming in trying to, like, dock it, and they both stood up, and they shifted their weight, and they flipped it. Yeah, and I swam out, flipped it. And then the thing is that if you're smart about it, you flip the Sea-Doo, and then you run it.
As hard as you can.
As hard as you can.
Get all that excess water out.
Yeah, and get it hot.
Yeah?
Get it hot, yeah. Because you want to get all the moisture out, because the worst thing you can do then is just take it out and leave it.
Trapped in there.
Trapped in. You take the seat off. That night, I took the seat off. That engine, like the engine bay air out.
You still got a couple dues?
No, I sold them during COVID for large, bro.
Yeah, they were hot. That's right.
I bought my one Sea-Doo for like $5,000. And then I sold it for 10 during COVID. No lie.
Yeah, I forgot, bro. COVID.
Yeah.
Sea-Doo.
Yeah, I kept my trailer. I sold both my Sea-Doos. I thought about getting another one, like a Spark.
Like those little guys.
Yeah, just for like. The thing about Sea-Doos is when you get to this age, they're fun for like an hour at a time. They're hard to ride. They take a lot out of you. It's just like a snowmobile. You're not just going out there and like it's not like a boat where you just sit down and you're like, yeah.
No, this is for sure like a rip. You're going for a rip.
You have to pay attention to every wave. Every wave is a little bump. Everything is like moving.
Yeah, it's not like you can go for a cruise unless you can dock somewhere near a nice river that's like a couple kilometers long and just go for a nice river rip. But even then, they can't be like houses anywhere because then you have to keep her at fucking.
Or you buy one of these great big huge Sea-Doos that have really heavy engines. Like my one Yamaha Wave Runner, it was a little bit more comfy of a ride.
Yeah.
But then there's no fun. Like if you actually do want to fucking launch it in the air, 10 feet in the air, like literally in the air, you can't do it. It's too heavy. It's like a boat. Whereas some of the older Sea-Doos or the Spark, if you want to get wild and you want to, you're feeling froggy, you can leap on that motherfucker for real.
Man, my cousin used to have the old 90s neon yellow one.
XP, that's what I used to have.
Yeah, those are great, bro.
So I had an XP, but it was the last year. It was a red one.
That was a super popular one, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was the sport one. It was the one that was dangerous, right? It had either an 800 or a 951 in it.
Bro, when we were kids, he would like literally try to rip us off. Like he would go so fast and he'd be like, hold on, you guys are gonna fall. Boom, and we'd rip off the back and you'd like do like 2-3 flips and then he'd circle around and come get you.
Yeah,
you know?
those models they advertised them as a 2-seater, but I would never put anyone on the back.
Nah, when we were little kids, he would just let us like, yeah, that's what it was. Here, I'm gonna launch you guys, okay? When we take off, you guys are gonna go flipping right off, but enjoy yourselves.
And at the same time, it's just like a snowmobile, man. There is nothing worse than having somebody on the back riding with you, because now you have to consider them at every turn. You have to watch, like you're constantly thinking about somebody else's. Whereas if you're by yourself on a Sea-Doo, you're by yourself on a snowmobile, it's only you that's accountable. You know what I mean? Like you can do whatever the fuck you don't have to worry about the person on the back bucking them off.
A long ride together.
So bad. It's so bad having a double. It's the worst thing, really. Actually,
do dudes double?
If they break down, yeah.
Like you see a couple dudes doubling, you're like, "Hey, fuck!"
Usually, there's another sled being towed behind it on a strap or something. Oh man, we have a few things that were on the docket. I mean, we were talking about yucks. That's a huge thing for you. That's going to drop.
Bad Tinder dates.
Oh my god, I knew you were going to bring that up.
We don't have to talk. It's a good one though, bro.
I mean, have you ever left somebody in a hotel room?
No, bro.
In another town where they're not from?
Everybody knew something was up that night.
You know what, man? I knew something was up before it even happened. I should have just kept driving. So, I mean, I've done some crazy things, Mike Rita. And I went on a Tinder date, somewhat blind Tinder date to Las Vegas.
Damn.
I don't know if I told that story on the podcast. I flew to Las Vegas to meet someone. The story, and I, you know what? I should call Chelsea to let her tell this story. But I was in Vegas for a fight, and I was trying to score coke.
Old school.
On Tinder.
That's nice.
Figured there's locals. people like mines. This is how you get cocaine. Not my proudest moment, but I did it.
Works.
Good success rate. You're going to get something on Tinder. If you don't get cocaine, you're going to get something. And I matched with this girl as I was leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, shit.
And then the following, I think it was like, I went for Super Bowl.
Sick.
On a blind Tinder date. And she picked me up at the airport. And I hung out with her for 3 days at her house. I found it. Yeah. She left me in her house at one point, and I found a gun in her table-side bed.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
It's America, right? I never felt threatened. She's awesome. We're great friends till this day. I've gone and seen her many times. She's married now happily. Shout out Kurt, who's her husband. Super dope people. And the ironic part of this is I wish we could call her and get her to tell her side of the story, but I didn't sleep with her.
Nice.
That time when I went to Vegas, it was this weird relationship. Yeah, we just became homies. It's exactly what happened, man. And like she was the person, and still to this day, now I've been there 10 times probably since. She's the person that picks me up at the airport. She picks me up with a glass of Crown Royal on ice with a splash of water and a backwood rolled.
Yeah, Vegas. You know what's cool with Vegas, bro? The airport is a minute away from the strip.
Everything. Hello? Who's there? What the fuck?
Open up. Who is it?
It should be unlocked. Oh, what the fuck? Is it locked? Come in. Yo, what up, man?
That's hilarious, bro.
Yo, man.
This guy thought it was cops.
Yeah.
Bro. I was like, it's the cops, bro. The federales
It's Big
finally
Terps.
found us, bro.
Terps. Terps is here, man. Yo, you just try not to knock anything over, Terps.
Ladies and gentlemen, we definitely thought it was the federales. I took out my headphones out there. I was like, is somebody actually knocking?
What's going on?
There it is. Yeah,
The
Terps.
federales, bro. The original federales.
Hey. All right. Hey, your mic's there. You got your headphones. You turn that baby towards you. Probably try to get close into here though, because you'll be in all the shots.
Thank God it's
I'm not
not
gonna
a
lie.
federale.
I actually knew Terps was coming.
You're funny.
I just wanted to surprise you.
This guy's good. I was like, it's the feds? I thought one of those Johnny Winners was gonna come off the wall.
I actually talked about it on live on the way here. I knew you wouldn't tune into my live, so I was like, I let it slip, and I said, Terps is gonna come. I'm not gonna tell Reets, and I know he won't see this. I want to see how he reacts, because I don't know. When he knocked, I looked like a natural. I didn't see you throw your headphones off and get ready to dash. Where were you gonna go?
I didn't. I just wanted to. I couldn't tell where the sound was coming from. Like, and if it was, what's his name? Who's the guy that?
Russ?
Yeah, I thought it was Russ. I was like, I thought Russ
Vegas odds wins.
Dude.
So I called in the live. I called Vegas odds that you would think it's Russ, but then I'm like, Reets is a pretty smart guy, and Russ is a professional. Russ would never interrupt our podcast.
I definitely thought it was an emergency. I was like, oh my God, Russ is dying. Russ's wife is dying right now, and we gotta go help. And I was like, no.
Reets. So what Reets did was, Reets thinks someone's dying. So what he does is he throws his headphones off and stays in the exact same spot.
I just gotta make sure.
No movement.
Because it was so confusing. I was like, this guy doesn't seem to give a fuck. Why do I care? And then the door opened and I was like,
It's Terps.
I thought it was Russ.
He didn't know. He's never met Terps. So this is Big Terps 705.
Big Terps has only been a voice that we were talking about. Has been one of the voices behind our podcast.
And Terps, Cocaine Brian has already called in. So I saved it. Because what I think would be great is that if we called Cocaine Brian live while you're here, and we egg him on that you now have your own episode too.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't that be great? Do you think we should do that, Mike? I think we should. All right, let's do this.
Did he call in talking shit?
No, he didn't call in talking shit. I don't even know if he talked shit about you talking shit to him. To be honest with you.
He's just oblivious to
Oh, here, I'm going to turn you up. Sorry, Terps. Now you're turned up.
Yeah, he's just oblivious to it.
Yeah, he doesn't know. So let me connect to this bitch. Hopefully this connects. And we'll call Cocaine Brian. Terps, after this, remind us. We were just talking about snowmobiling across water.
Oh, yeah. I'm an expert.
Yeah. Mike and me have a lot of questions about you going through the water.
Yeah.
Or through the ice into the water. And we will put up the video. We'll put it in a little side thing or something.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here you go. No, you want a little bit of this blunt? You're good.
I'm
Okay.
good on blunts.
You came prepared though.
Oh, yeah. I'm prepared. I got some stuff I grew last October.
Why don't you tell us all the different strains you're packing Terps? Because I know with a name like Big Terps 705.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be disappointed if he didn't come with some big Terps, right, Mike?
I'm about that life.
All right. And while you do that, we're gonna call Cocaine Brian. I'm pretty sure this is Cocaine Brian. That's Cocaine Brian, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's call Cocaine Brian.
You know, we actually don't have that. We got a couple of jars of Terps in here.
I think you got more than.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to shit talk Cocaine Brian?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he came prepared, Mike. What are you doing? Booking a new flight?
Nah, some lady trying to book me for a game.
Hello.
What's up, pussy?
Hey,
Do you know who this is?
I know you. I am what I eat.
Oh, yeah.
I am what I eat.
An asshole?
Oh, yeah. How you guys doing?
Dick's Chips?
Yeah.
Salty dicks in your mouth.
Very nice, gentlemen. Where are you calling me from? Are you in Ontario or are you guys over in BC right now?
We're sitting in the Carpets and Posters studio right now, and we have a very special guest who has managed to finesse his own episode on the podcast, and he just wanted to call to tell you about it. Big Terps 705 is in the house.
What's going on, Brian? My nemesis.
Yeah.
Let's make it official right now. That you're my fucking official nemesis right now.
Get him.
Get him, Terps.
Yes.
You know, it's beef. It's on site. Like, you know, you better not be showing up tonight because.
Oh, man. Could you imagine if Cocaine Brian gets in the car right now?
I will get in my BMW and I will be there in 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Bro, did this guy just drop a BMW word for... I'm getting my BMW.
His or his wife's?
2008 BMW 3 Series base model.
Wow.
Oh.
My ex,
Oh, yeah, well.
my X1 with the turbocharged,
Well, I got a 23-year-old Beamer with no horsepower left in it. If you guys really want.
How much you pay a month for that thing, Cocaine Brian? Or you?
Cocaine, Brian. Yeah,
There's three. You got three homos on the couch right now. What's going on over there?
That was episode 8, I think it is. Episode 7.
Whichever one you were on.
Whatever one you were on. Actually, we're calling you because we have something that we wanted you to know about. We're going to sample D's nuts today, and we know how much you love to eat nuts.
D's nuts?
Yes, we have D's nuts in the house.
Well, you know me, I like them extra salty.
Listen, hey, gay boy, listen. All right.
These are banana flavored.
Listen, bro, how much fun was that show at Yuk Yuks the other night?
Buddy, that Yuk Yuk show, both shows were sold out, first of all. Both shows were sold out.
There was 3.
When I first got in there...
Don't downplay Mike Brito.
Okay.
So, yeah, both shows were sold out, first of all. And, when I got there, we walked in, it was cool, we got a pretty good seats, and all of a sudden I just went out, came back, and the place was jammed. I was like, what the fuck? Jammed. People would just get, Mikey.
That was
Mikey.
you, bro.
They were chanting.
Buddy, that was you. I looked back at the footage, and I was like, that's fucking Cocaine Brian's voice.
Oh, yeah.
The first Mikey is you. I heard it. I was like,
no, you got
Just gotta go.
You inspire that crowd.
hey, who'd you bring out that night? Did you bring out your kids?
Buddy, I brought my daughter, her boyfriend, and then my stepdaughter, and my OG, my wife, my wifey.
Yeah, you had your own little Cambridge
He told
crew.
me that he didn't want to get hotel rooms because he was afraid he was going to hear his daughter get pounded out by her boyfriend through the wall.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, every
I'm not
father's
gonna hear
fear.
my daughter begging.
Yeah, you're like, nah, you guys don't get a room. Yeah, you get to stay with me, kid.
Yeah.
No,
You can bang
pay
me.
your own. You pay your own.
Sleep on the floor.
Cocaine Brian, you should have told him, hey, you want to bang my daughter, you got to let me bang you.
Never mind. Now, after I seen the girl, that Snacks brought, I swear to God, I should have got a fucking hotel.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Brian taking a shot.
Oh, my gosh.
Did you see her face light up when you said my name was Cocaine Brian? Did you see her face light up?
I thought she was going to go home with you. Oh, my God.
Oh my God!
Wow, Cocaine Brian with the
that
funny.
Cocaine Brian almost.
He's been
Cocaine
holding
Brian
that for so long.
We don't have a fucking. We need the horn right now.
The shots fired.
Shots fired.
Oh, shots fired! Shots fired! Hey, 420.
It's the 420 special. Apparently, I'm getting roasted for my Tinder date.
That was fucked.
I tried to dodge this.
Comes around.
Oh, wow, that's fucked. We gotta.
I tried to dodge this question. I tried to dodge this question.
Nah, you know what? We've all had weird Tinder dates, bro. It is what it is, bro.
Yo, I showed up. I'm not gonna lie. I'll tell this story. Fuck it. I showed up to this girl's house. I knew this girl like a few years ago, right? And she was a nice girl. And I showed up, and this guy put her gear in my car. And at that moment, I knew I fucked up. But I was invested at that
Some
point.
guy put her gear?
Yeah, like her belongings. And there was a lot of it for like a single overnight. Like I was worried she was going to move into the hotel.
Who's kicking her out?
I don't know. I was like, is that your boyfriend? No, it's not my boyfriend. I'm like, yo, like, you've got a boyfriend?
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, you can't hear Brian.
Wow.
I'm not leaving you. I'm barely letting them hear your reactions.
Okay,
Brian.
wait, Brian.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So anyway, as we continue, just don't get too loud, Brian. All right, keep it down there. I'm gonna hang up on you.
You know you are, Brian.
So-
You're like a little barking dog.
Yeah.
You're like,
So she gets in the car and she looks for her key or her phone for like 10 minutes. She's looking in the back. She's looking in the front. She's looking all over the place. Then her phone was in her bag like the whole time. So I'm like, oh man, like how do you, and I'm a nice guy, right? So I didn't want to just ditch right there. Like, all right. So we get down, we check into the hotel. I basically am like, hey, I gave you the heads up, right? I gave you the heads up. I'm a solid. I gave you the heads up, Mike. And I was like, hey man, you know, shit's a little sideways here. So then she passed out in the hotel room for a few hours. And I said to her, I was like, you haven't slept, have you? She's like, I closed my eyes. First of all, anytime somebody says something like, I closed my eyes to you, they've been on a bender.
That's a big red flag. Big red flag.
Oh, but this was a day at Six Flags, and all of them were red. This was so
Wow.
she goes to sleep, and we go to the show, and I've made it at this time. I've decided that like I'm just trying to get through with the night. And I think you could see it in my face, Mike, that I was like just trying to get, you know, I was doing my merch. I had a job I was trying to do. We were there. Mike was killing the show. I was trying to promote the podcast because, you know, like-minded audiences. We sold a ton of merch, which is great. And so I just was like, all right, I just got to get through this. But then what happened is the second show, she ditched for like a solid half hour, 40 minutes. And I'm like, where is this girl, right? And like the whole time she'd been on her phone texting. And I, honest to God, I got the feeling like, man, like I might be getting robbed. Like there's a chance that I'm going to get robbed here.
yeah.
And
She was going to set you up. Right?
yeah, she had said something earlier in the day about how her friends are going to come down to Toronto tonight. And I'm like, some dude just put your gear in my car. You know, you're telling me they're going to come down later on. You dip during the show and you're talking like you're on your own phone or something, right? And then when we get back to the hotel, she just like crashes. And it's like I couldn't tell if she was fake sleeping or sleeping. So I'm sitting there, and the moment I started hiding my valuables in my own hotel room, I was like, you know what? I don't need to stay here. Like I can dip. So I started packing up all my shit, and I'm like,
danger.
I just am like, it's not worth the cost benefit of staying here and being a nice guy. So I packed all my shit up, and she woke up, and I was like, yo, I'm leaving.
Wow.
And
What'd you say to that?
She's like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I don't feel safe here. I'm not staying. If you want to go home, I'm leaving now. And she fucking passed back out. So I called her a couple times from downstairs, text her. She didn't answer. I drove home. I went to sleep.
Wow.
And then she texted me at 2:00 in the afternoon the next day, still in the hotel. What's going on? And I was like, yo, read all these text messages. There was a whole bunch of text messages before.
Wow. But
And
you
I'm
should
like,
have been checked out 2 hours ago, woman. Get out of that room.
well, before I left, or before when I was driving the 400 North, I called the hotel. And I told them that I had left the hotel and to not let anybody charge anything to the room in case she woke up and like decided to like charge a bunch of shit to the room
Yeah,
or
like some breakfast.
or whatever, you know,
yeah.
or like try to stay another night or like get a late checkout or whatever. But when she messaged me at 2:00 in the afternoon, she was like, oh, I'm going to get my stuff and leave right now. And I'm thinking, fuck, how many times do you think the maid had knocked on that door? Now, granted, we're downtown Toronto. We're in a kind of a party hotel.
They might have not even got to her yet.
I don't think they did because I didn't get charged a late checkout and everything. I checked my credit card; it's all clean.
Yeah, they
she
have
didn't
to get
trash
there
anything. Like, dude, when I was driving home, I'm
You're
like,
probably lucky.
bro, what happens if like the only saving grace of this is the only saving grace is there's good security at this hotel, so nobody can get up to the room to get her. Like, you know what I mean? She had to leave, and once she left the room, she couldn't get back in because I had the keys.
Nothing.
Yeah. Imagine you leave and then she ends up like dead in the morning or stuff, and then all of a sudden, Snack Man, huge fucking thing. You know what I mean? Because of
Brian, I wasn't facilitating drugs.
I was like,
asshole.
Brian, this is too much, bro. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
like, I didn't roofie her. I'm not cocaine Brian.
Jesus
what do you
Christ,
think of that?
Brian.
That's
she
the
could have
cocaine
roofied
Brian.
herself that half an hour
Bro,
or two missing.
Brian, hey, but no, but for real, we're gonna say bye to Brian.
Okay, Brian, we gotta go.
We gotta go, Brian.
You weirdo.
Brian, we love you.
All
Brian,
love.
we lost him.
Yeah, I
All right.
cut him off, dude. Fuck that.
Cocaine
outta
Brian
here.
always gets cut off. That should be an ongoing bit. Is that Brian never gets a real hello? He just gets cut. All right. Hey. Big Terp.
Yeah, Terps.
That's his natural born
See you
enemy. He's
later.
like, get out of here, bro.
Can you believe this guy?
Terps, where are you coming from right now?
Dwight, Ontario.
Wow, what the fuck you doing out there?
I live there.
Bro, that hash shirt, bro. That's not Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve something. I can't remember.
Steve Hunter.
Steve Hunter.
Hunter Dabs.
Hunter Dabs.
Hunter Dabs. Okay, I know who that is.
The Carlson collector.
Bro, that guy's been collecting Carlsons for years, man. I've hit a couple of those back in the day. Shout out Steve Hunter, who's probably the first person to ever give me a dab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, Steve Hunter gave me a dab, bro, on a swinging tie nail.
We talked about this, yeah.
And it was at Vapor Central, and it was so little. And I remember him warning me for like a minute. He's like, dude, this is going to be crazy, man. This is the new shit right now, man. This is going to be crazy, man. This isn't like what the hell stuff. And he wasn't wrong, man. It fucked me up for life. I've been at that guy's house, man. Steve Hunter, 100 dabs, bro. Fuck, man.
Fuck, man. You know who we didn't call? Barry.
It's too late now. Tell him.
We'll call him. He's
Yeah?
there.
I feel bad.
I'm about to be occupied. Okay, sorry.
Did he say he's about to be occupied?
Yeah.
We love you, Barry. He's over there like, I've been waiting for the.
Sorry, Barry. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to coordinate sometimes. So, Terp, you're up in Dwight, and we were talking about this just a few minutes ago. You went through the fucking ice this year.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, tell us, like, first of all,
Nightmare, eh?
how small did your dick get when you hit that cold
Yeah.
water?
Okay, so, like, when I hit the water, I just kind of, like, blacked out a little bit. And then the next thing I know, I'm looking back at a hole in the ice, and I'm standing on the ice.
So
That's your next recollection.
Just zoned out of it and like watched the GoPro footage, and I'm like, this is a new memory right now.
Like I did this, but I don't
blocked
remember this.
out, and just like whatever happened, and I just was looking back, and I was like, whoa.
Isn't that fucked how
What
that
the
happened?
fuck just happened?
Survival mode, bro.
Yeah, just straight survival mode. Like rewatching the video, like I don't say a single word. I'm just breathing, pulling myself out of the ice.
You get up and then you go through again.
Yeah. That was scary. That was I was like, oh fuck, and I knew there was current in that area too. Like not a lot of current. Like there's my lake is generally safe. I was a bit stupid being out as early.
Dude,
as
you
I
went right
was.
to the wet spot.
Oh, right for
Come on, bro. We're gonna put the video up. You're gonna get a lot of
Oh,
comments.
I've been getting comments since I posted the video on my TikTok.
They're like, yeah, how'd you not see that, bro?
You're an idiot. Like, I hope I never see you on the lake ever. Like, I'm like,
dude, nobody is a harder
deserve
ass
it.
than
Don't
those
worry.
cats, bro. Yeah,
You
those
took it
guys.
on the chin though, because like
Yeah.
everybody I showed the video was like, because we ride the ice.
yeah,
They were like, "What was he thinking?
yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like, what was he thinking?" And he
So-
went right to the wet spot.
Yeah. So me and my buddy, the previous weekend, we were out. He was out on his sled. I didn't have mine out yet, but we fished right off this little island, and like, all I wanted to do was fish off this island,
Fuck yeah.
island, and I was gonna go past it, and I see ahead of me like, oh fuck, there's like slush over there. So what do? I turn right into the slush right beside me, and just went right through. And
How? So walk us through it. Do you strip down right as soon as you get out of the water?
no, I stood there. I'm like, okay, what the fuck can I do? I walked back over to it, looked down, and I'm like,
That's my snowmobile on the bottom.
I can't do anything
How deep's the
about this
water?
right- 15 feet, luckily. Super lucky. 15 feet.
That is lucky. That's
Very,
deep enough
very
to be
lucky.
scary, but not deep enough to lose your snowmobile and make it real hard for recovery.
Yeah, only thing I lost was my cell phone, a little bit of dignity, and my windshield off of my snowmobile, and that's it. Everything else,
Bro, you could have lost your life.
Could have lost my life. Like, I was prepared to go through. I was wearing my float suit and everything.
Did you have pics?
I did have pics, but I didn't even think about using them.
Wow.
Like I just,
This guy's even. That's how it happens, Reets.
it's just
Oh, bro, you're not expecting to go through the ice, bro. Those couple seconds are so crazy, man. How long does it take you from the second that you hit the ice to get out? Like a minute?
I never actually looked at like
17 seconds.
Yeah, probably about 15 seconds or so, 17 seconds.
And it just,
yeah.
bro, just
Probably
just
felt
happened.
like 10 minutes though.
Yeah.
I know.
And then so I didn't strip down right away.
Okay.
I left I was still wearing all my shit. I went over to I looked down. I'm like, fuck, like my phone's on the
Yeah, you can't call
handlebars.
anyone. Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I look around. I'm like, okay, there's cottage there. There's definitely no one there. I could probably break into it and call someone and it would be fine. Like,
Yeah. Cottages are good like that.
yeah. That's
Bro, it's like
people
it's,
do that
it's
shit a
life or
lot
death.
up
Yeah,
there,
like, hey, bro, my fucking life was in order. I just
Yeah.
needed to fucking survive.
And then I see out of the corner of my eye, I see a dude. He's fishing like a kilometer away, and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go walk over this guy."
And it's a hut.
yeah, it's a hut, pop up hut. He's definitely got a cell phone
Right.
for sure. So I walk over. I'm like, "Buddy, can I use your phone?" He whips out like a Samsung Galaxy S2 with like a super cracked screen and like
Just fuck.
just the most fucked. I'm trying to like dial a number. I'm like, dude, I can't use your phone. Like,
Can
my
you dial it
I
for
was
me?
frozen. Like,
Yeah.
I was soaked in water. Like my boots were sloshing with water. That whole
That
kilometer
icy
walk.
water, bro.
Yeah, and it's just getting colder and colder and colder.
That kilometer is like
Yeah.
fucking 5.
Yeah, and it's just so heavy too. And like,
Was
just,
the hut warmer? Or like when you got
No,
it?
he didn't have a heater or anything. He was just up out of the wind. And so I called. First thing I did was I called my dad because they were like 10 minutes away, and I'm like, sick. Okay, call them. I'm like, bring just like ropes and shit. I was trying to get that shit out of there like right now.
Yeah.
You were
Like,
gonna go in and get it.
I was gonna jump in the water and get this fucking sled hooked up. It was close. It was 80 feet off an island. I'm like,
We'll
I know
winch
we
it.
got the equipment. Just bring it out. And he's like, no, we'll come check it out and we'll figure out like a plan. Like,
he gets that you're in like a
Yeah,
panic
yeah,
mode.
yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
nah. We're
Yeah.
gonna dry you off and figure this shit out.
yeah. We're gonna. It's not gonna get any worse.
Right.
That's right.
Like,
it's already in there.
It's you can see it. It's hanging up. The very back of my my fishing hut that I was towing, which
Yeah.
is probably what fucked me in the first place because that caught the slush, and there's
It brought
300
you
pounds
down.
in there, bogs me down, and then my track is just spinning in place.
Yep. And you
breaks
dug a
through.
hole down.
Yeah.
I saw it happen. You went down
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, I wasn't going fast in the first place. Like if maybe if I was going a little faster. Anyway, we're fucking sidetracking here.
That's what we do.
Where
here.
was I?
That's what we do best. You called your dad. Your
Yeah,
dad's
yeah,
like,
okay.
bro, you need to get
You
fucking
need
fixed.
to calm down.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, like, it's not getting any worse. Just calm down and we'll figure it out. So the next thing I do is, like, I call my buddy and I'm like, yo, this guy's, like, he's a little insane and, like, he would love to do this.
Yeah, that's his
like,
dream,
he wants to
yeah.
recover a sled. Like, he's waiting for this phone call his whole life.
Like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
excited when you
Yeah,
call. He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is-
I
this is
got
local.
everything. I got my shit.
Yeah.
Let's tie it up.
He's in all, like, the recovery groups on, like, Facebook.
Aurelia recovery.
Well, Trillium recovery. now.
All right, shout out those
I see him
guys.
always posting in there. I'm like, yo, this guy definitely recovers shit. Like,
Right.
so I call him up. He's like, oh yeah, no problem, buddy.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
getting this thing out of there today. Like,
You got a 2-4. Let's do this.
Oh
I love it.
yeah. So he stalls for like a few hours and shit. He does eventually come out, but we're like, okay, it's like 5 o'clock. It's a little dark out. It's starting to get real dark because it's like January, and he's like, okay, we'll come up with a plan. We'll get this shit out of there tomorrow for sure. So him and his buddy come back the next day, and we just cut strips into the ice.
Wow.
And
To shore.
yeah, to shore. And my buddy Chris, shout out Chris, he just walks over to it and fucking takes a rope with a hook, throws it down. He's like, oh yeah, I got it.
No.
The first try, just right there, perfect placement on the back
Is he in
bumper.
waders or what is he
Oh
wearing?
no, he's wearing Carhartts and a fucking like beanie, and that's it.
Real Canadian boy
Yeah.
right there.
Dude, I'm over here like I can't handle the cold. These guys are out there like, are you
Cards.
fucking? Oh,
And
man.
that water's like minus for sure.
Yeah,
Bro, that
so,
air is minus whatever.
Oh,
bro.
God.
it got really cold that night, which was nice because it froze up around like the area around where I went through, so it was a little more stable. And so he throws a ladder over like the hole, so you get
can winch
nice, nice stability. Well, this was just for him to stand on.
Wow.
To get over top of it, just drop.
Oh, he just fished it.
Yeah,
I thought he was in the water.
rope. No, he didn't even have to go in.
He hooked it like a fisherman.
Yeah, just fucking hooked it. And like, I'm like, you want me to do that? I got a float suit on. He's like, nah, I'm good. Just fucking drops this rope down, hooks it. We get that hooked up to a chain, which was attached to a chain puller that was attached to a tree. And we just like cut strips in the ice with a chainsaw and just kept pulling it. Got it all the way back to shore. And we're like, honestly, we didn't even think we were going to get that far in that day. So we recovered all my fishing gear, but we left the sled in the water in like 4 feet of water because we didn't have anything to tow the sled back in with.
Yeah.
Right.
It was going to be minus 30 that night. It's supposed to be, it only got to minus 22, but like that froze up more ice, and like we were able to get 2 sleds out there. They towed it. I wasn't even there when they recovered it out of the water.
You were working?
I had to go to work. I was like, fuck, like I missed a day of work. Like I don't know what's going on.
Dude, it's so hectic.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Hectic, you got a $10,000 snowmobile at the bottom of the night too.
And my buddy just comes through like a fucking absolute champion, and just like he calls me. He's like, "Oh, my phone was dead, but your sled's out of the water. It's headed on the way back to my shop. We're gonna strip it down, get it all dried out and then fixed up." And then his father-in-law's like a snowmobile mechanic, of course.
Yeah.
And so he took it right back into his heated shop and stripped it down, got everything dried out, waited a couple of weeks, put it back together, checked compression. Compression was good, fired it up, and
As if nothing happened.
it was just the seat was soaked with water. That shit's never going to dry.
It's just
Like-
going to be that absorbent, spongy, whatever the
you can't
fuck.
ever get that out,
No.
man.
Luckily, I had another seat for it, but, he brings it back to
That's
me.
cheap. That's cheap when you consider what an engine, a
What's
new
the
sled.
seat cost? Like $800?
Oh fuck! You could find a used seat for $250.
Yeah.
No problem.
Oh,
It's an
sick.
older sled. Like, it's not crazy.
Expensive, but not crazy. I get what you guys are
Yeah.
saying. All right,
So-
sick.
Like a total cost is like it didn't even cost you like $1,000 or less.
$920
In a lot of dignity.
A bit of dignity. I gave him a nice fat jar of weed that I grew.
He gave him Terps,
Of course.
of course.
And, I got them 2 cases of beer and 2 bottles of rum. So overall, like, I don't know, maybe $1,000,
That ain't
$1,100.
shit, though, bro.
Walked out of there with an $1,100 bill, and I had to get a new cell phone. Like,
Yeah, you could have been dead.
But yeah, you could have been dead.
And you
You
were
could have
by
lost
your
your sled.
We were talking about because Mike's scared to go on a snowmobile, and
I
I
don't
said
fuck
to
with
him,
cold sports.
when most people have accidents like this, it's because they're by themselves.
oh yeah, I was by myself. Shouldn't have been. And yeah, it's. But if you are gonna fucking risk shit, make sure you have all the proper equipment, like float suit, ice picks.
It's
let
dangerous.
someone know where you're going. At least it is dangerous,
Yeah.
but
They say no ice is safe ice.
never.
I
I know that.
Yeah. You know what? It's a good lesson to learn the way you learned it,
Yeah,
rather than the way other people learn it. For
In
sure.
total, it cost me about $2,000 with a new phone. So, some people go to college, they spend more money and learn less. So, I look
There you
at it
go.
as a win.
Buddy, there's no lesson greater than that, bro. $2,000 and your life is, you.
The next time you went out on the ice on your snowmobile, how clenched was your asshole?
Oh, buddy,
Scary, huh?
I had a full blown panic attack. Like, of course, I go right to the spot where I went through, and
Of course.
I just was like, fuck it, I just gotta expose myself out of this fear because I
fuck.
was little hesitant getting back on the ice. I rode to the boat ramp fine, was psyched up and everything, ready to along the road, and then go to get on the ice. I'm like, am I gonna do this? Meanwhile, this was 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, almost a month later. So, a lot more ice. People had been riding in those areas. I wasn't making the first tracks. So
You felt a bit more
I
confident.
was a bit more confident, but still getting on there again got the heart beating. I just pinned it, went right across the other side of the island, and liquid death.
Liquid death.
Cheers.
Not saying it. It's ice cold. Could have been a liquid death for Big Terps.
The greatest fucking.
That's
How
why
long were you holding on to that one for?
not even. That was for
That was
Reets.
perfect.
That's why we work well together. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to Terps showing up. It's our 420 special. And Rita, of course, we have a special caller. He calls in all the time. And I have the Puffco Peak. Shout out Puffco. Guys, I reached out to Puffco. Shout out them. They said they're going to send us some of their products. I don't know what products they're going to send us, but they're going to send us something, Mike Rita.
Let me send him. Let's get in a group chat with these motherfuckers.
So shout out Puffco. If it eats it today, I brought the torch in the regular rig. But you know what time it is, Mike Rita.
Who's our caller?
Yo, it's Headwater.
Oh, hey.
I see Mike Rita do another dab that steals his soul. Makes it so he can't breathe for like 5 minutes. That shit was hilarious.
Wow, man, our weekly caller always trying to get me ripped, bro.
It gets me every time, too, when I'm listening. I'm like, oh, who's it going to be? And then it's fucking Headwater. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's Headwater. All right, let's see if this works, man. Here we go. We're going to try the Puffco.
Shout out Beck.
It works.
Shout out Beck. I know he's listening to this. I know on 420 he'll be listening to this. Shout out Beck. Third shout out of the episode or something.
He was the first one to reach out and be like, yo, what the fuck? No new episodes? I got to go back and watch old episodes now?
Yeah.
He was thoroughly upset.
How do I start my fucking morning?
What am I supposed to do?
You know, that's funny, bro. For me, I start my morning with sports radio casts. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, if I don't have them, my whole day's fucked. I gotta hear Blair and Barker talk shit about the Blue Jays, and I just get on with my day, bro.
What the fuck was happening with the Blue Jays the other day? Bro, they got smoked.
That's okay, bro. They had 2 games in a row against the best team in baseball. I'm okay.
You know what I mean? Keep pressing that, double pressing that button. Terps, you want to do a dab?
No, I don't dab anymore.
Really? Tell us why. What happened, Terps? You were a big dabber, man. When I first met you, you were rosin man.
Oh, yeah.
That was
You were rosin man. He was one of the first people I knew that made rosin.
Yeah, everyone saw the Instagram video. I went out and bought the hair straightener and like had tons of weed to just like figure this shit out with. And just started making the hair straightener rosin. But anyway, yeah, don't dab anymore just because it's just too much, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot. Like I took a 120-day like tolerance break from everything.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to.
That's 4 months.
Yeah, I want to be able to piss clean, and then literally the day that I pissed clean, after I don't know, since smoking every day since I was 13, piss clean, rip a bong immediately, and it was like the greatest bong rip of my life.
Yeah. So it took you 120 days to piss clean?
Yeah.
So I have a story about this too.
Marijuana showed up in your fucking piss for months.
Yeah.
So I had to do a drug test. I did a self-administered drug test because a long time ago I was being accused of doing hard drugs and I wasn't. And they had never had somebody call and try to get them self-tested. It's always like court ordered or it's like your job ordered. So I actually had like an interview with somebody high up in Life Labs to get myself self-tested for weed. And I went online to try to figure it out because like you Terps, I've been smoking for a long time.
Life Labs.
And so I went to Jason Clairman at Liquid Chrome and I took the pills that are supposed to strip your body of weed, and they're a 7-day regiment. And I had 2 of the kits, and I overlapped them. So I did like 3 days of one kit, and then I did 4 days in the middle of the 2 kits together, doing double doses, drinking like a case of water a day.
Trying to get that shit out.
And then I tapered off, and I did like 3 days on the other end of just one kit. And then the day of my test, I took 2 of the Tommy Chong guaranteed to pass urine luck drinks.
Is that real?
Yeah, that was a thing. It was huge at this era. So I took 2 of these drinks the day of, and you need to like take a drink 2 bottles of water, then take the drink. I took 2 bottles of water. I show up at the testing place. They put you. Have you ever done a drug test like this, Rita?
No.
Okay, so they take you to this spot. They put you in a bathroom, and all of the taps and everything are all like marked, and the toilet is all like so you can't get water from anywhere. Right? Because they put you in a bathroom, you got to pee in a cup. So I pee in the cup, and it comes out clear as water. And immediately I'm like, oh, fuck.
They're going to know something's up.
They're going to laugh at me. It was the first time I've ever done this. And you got to understand that I had nothing to risk. It wasn't like I was there for court. It wasn't like I was there for a bod. So they all knew that I was there. Like, why is this weird guy coming to get piss test, right? So I hand her the sample, and she just looks at me. She's like, thank you very much. And she puts it away, and I'm like, oh, fuck. wow, like there's no way. Like that had to have been just water. And I'm like convinced, all right, I've done like quadruple what they say I have to do to make sure that I piss clean. So when I got my test results, of course, there was no drugs in my system except for weed. I had still maxed out the threshold for weed. And in the comments, they actually wrote the concentration of weed in my system because it was above like the graph that they had. And I had this like test, and it was like, I would, by today's standards, I would have been like super impaired, and hadn't smoked anything in 10 days at that point. And I failed miserably. I failed so bad. I think at the time my score was 10 times the threshold still.
I would love to know what my regular pee
How much weed's in it?
Holy Christ, bro.
I actually, oddly enough, this is funny. When I was in Buffalo this weekend, this is an American thing. At the Dollar Tree in the U.S., they have at-home marijuana tests. So you can test your child. I assume it's your kid or something, but it's like you're going. It's like ovulation tests, pregnancy tests, at-home marijuana tests. So this weekend I bought 2 of them.
Wow.
And it's like a pee stick. You pee on it. I'm pretty sure it looks like that on the package.
Does it look like a COVID test?
No.
It looks different. The one I had looked like a COVID test, and I was like, "Yo, just cover up the weed leaf and send that into the boss. I get a day off. Cool." But,
really? Yeah, I don't know, man. It looked on the package like it was like a fucking piss test thing. It looked like just like the pregnancy test. $1.25 at home weed test. Had a big weed leaf on it, green package. Just like there was hundreds of them there. So I bought 2. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I was threatening my son with them. He just looked at me like, "Look at you, loser. There's no way I'm going to end up like that." Yeah. We also found these, which we should probably talk about. We can get into the snacks. We have D's Nuts. Shout out D's Nuts. I think that this podcast has become a cornucopia of snack related parodies now. Because we did the Dick's chips, which were actually a great product.
It was a solid chip.
It was a solid chip. And now we have D's Nuts. They come in dill pickle, some sort of like Sriracha. That's the ironic one.
Nutter butter.
Nutter butter banana pudding. Dill pickle. And then what's the other one, Mike? Nanner pudding.
Ranch sriracha.
Yeah, so those are hot. I'm probably not going to do that. And then I think this one's like a smoky barbecue. So why don't we do some snacks, Terps? What do you say?
Oh, I'm all about the snacks.
All right, let's get into it. You're gonna go. You go with those. You want hot? You do hot?
No.
Okay, Mike. This is one that you do that with. Yeah. Don't try to do it like the chips.
I was down.
You were gonna try, weren't you? Okay, these are banana pudding. Now, banana pudding peanuts is interesting in itself.
Yeah, I hate banana flavored stuff, so
we're gonna make you do it.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Of course. You can't not do it.
You know what? I'm only really getting peanut off of these. Okay, Terps.
Let's give these a try.
Yeah, these are nice.
Wow. I didn't smell banana. Smell them. Do you smell banana? Mm-mm. But you taste banana, though, eh?
Awful.
Awful, eh?
No, you like banana, though.
No.
No? You got to do it then if you don't like them. That's how it works. I'm going to tell you, that's authentic banana, though.
These are fire.
Are they? All right, I'll try them. Even though I don't do hot, I'll try a couple. Terps, I guess you got to too.
Go good.
Yeah.
Shout out D's Nuts. I'm going to say where you can find these.
These nuts.
Yo, spicy sriracha with ranch, fire. Those are awesome.
D's Nuts out of Jacksonville. We'll tag them. It's at D's Nuts. Great product.
Wow. Those are good. All right, let's try these fucking
Whoa.
bananas.
No, they're hot.
Too hot for you?
Too hot for me. When I was talking to someone about editing our
Those are
podcast,
good.
they
Those are
said
good, right?
they were saying we'd take out all the ums and the coughing and stuff. Could you imagine what our 2-hour podcast would be like? 32 minutes.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take out all the chewing noises and stuff. D's Nuts. I believe it's at Grab These Nuts.
Bro,
That's their slogan is Grab These Nuts.
these banana ones are just whatever, but they're not the worst.
No, they're banana though, right?
Yep.
They're definitely banana.
That's their website. Grab these nuts.
That's their at. I think it's D's
Everyone
Nuts.
loves D's nuts.
Everyone loves D's Nuts.
That's great marketing.
Yeah. At grab D's Nuts. GrabD'sNuts.com. Based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out D's Nuts. They sent us some hats and some shirts. We'll wear those. Maybe I'll wear it on another episode. I was into this U2 shit today.
They're all good.
They're all really good.
Wow.
The smoky barbecue one's going to be fire. The dill pickle one is insane, eh? I like dill pickle. It's good.
Wow, bro. These nuts are the best nuts I've ever had.
Yeah, these are definitely the best nuts I've ever had in my mouth.
Dude, they never, man, this is fuck.
Man, I need to grab more of these nuts.
Yeah, man.
Let me try these
I
ones.
can't get enough of these nuts in my mouth.
It's crazy.
Everybody watching this? These puns are naturally coming out. I swear to God, bro, they're just that good.
Let me try that one there.
Oh, you didn't hit the dill pickle yet?
Oh.
Is that
It might be the best
Is that
one.
the one?
The dill pickle's really good, man.
I can't handle hot stuff like I used to. I have a very sensitive lining in my mouth now.
Yeah? I could never, my stomach could never handle the hot stuff.
But these are good for hot.
Right?
That's dill pickly, bro.
So the the comparison I'm going to make for people watching, there is a Dunn's dill pickle peanuts that are in Costco in Canada. Dunn's, the famous Dunn sandwich in Montreal. Kosher dill pickles there. Fire. Super fire. Always extra pickle. Shout out Great Canadian Meat. I was down there the other day after I got my butt scoped and got one of their sandwich. They hooked me up extra pickles. Their pickles are fire too. But I compare those to the Costco Dunn's nuts.
Yeah.
And D's nuts are much better. I'd rather D's nuts in my mouth than the Dunn's nuts.
Dunzo.
Done. Man,
These nuts are fucking 10 out of 10.
they are.
Yeah.
If you like peanuts and flavored peanuts, okay?
The ball game?
Except the banana one. Fuck that one, though.
That's because you don't like banana.
Yeah,
If you liked banana, it'd be hitting hard.
You know
too.
what? It's
yeah,
like a novelty
let's be
flavor.
real,
It's not what
yeah.
I want when I eat peanuts,
It's
bro.
big Terps, though, if you like banana.
No, it definitely has the fucking banana terps to it.
Okay. Honestly, bro, these nuts, thank you for making them.
Fire, right?
Bro, this is a 10. The bananas, whatever, but those dill pickle again.
Yeah, the dill pickle are slapping.
Yeah.
Slapping, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to say universally, I don't gravitate towards banana, but if you like banana, you're going to love these nuts. And all the other flavors are banging. Definitely 10s for me. I don't give 10s, so it'd be like 9 5s. I don't like the 10s, but quality. Again, you know what the fucked up part is? Is like when we were kids, you go into the novelty store and stuff, and the novelty products always sucked. You know what I mean? Now we're at the era of Instagram marketing where a small business can have a novelty item that's actually really good and do good business online.
weird.
I don't imagine that you can just go to Walmart and grab these nuts off the shelf.
No, but online, these would kill.
Bro, would
Or
you, as a comedian, you know, you get super famous, and you got to do like the Howard Stern thing where you got to send like celebrities birthday presents. You know what I
Think
mean?
of a pack of these nuts.
Come on.
Hey, comedian Mike Reeder sent me a pack of these nuts, and I'm not gonna lie, this is the best nuts I ever fucking had. I thought it was hilarious, and then I tried them. Also delicious.
Right?
You're right, because the quality of the product doesn't end at the name. It's not just a funny product. Those fucking dill pickles, I could eat that. If that was at a grocery store, or you go to like a 7-Eleven even.
Yeah.
Oh, pick that shit up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But shout out D's nuts. They're definitely ball game. I'd take them. Baseball. Now, there's something though about baseball about cracking the peanuts out of the shell at the ball game.
Yeah, what is that though?
My grandfather used to do it. When I was in Buffalo this weekend, I actually got New York Yankees licensed peanuts. So they're like they can make money off of it. Who are you talking to? What are you doing in the middle of our podcast? Are you that famous? Like, are you getting like our blue check people fucking? Now you're the blue check gang, or the blue check people fucking hitting you up?
So there was a video that was just released like an hour ago. I was blowing up on YouTube.
Your video?
Yeah, some fucking shit that I did like a year ago at Just for Laughs,
Yeah.
called Stand Up on the Spot.
Yep.
And it's doing good right now. And I just keep getting all these fucking messages.
You're a big deal, Mike Rita.
Hi.
People were like dying for Rita merch.
I'm sold out.
You sold out.
Those shirts are donezo. I gotta
Well.
grab more. I don't even want to get more.
Snacks World shirts are still available on the website. If you want a
Hey,
Snacks World
yeah.
shirt, Snacks World hat.
Do we have some physical Snack World shirts?
Oh yeah, yep. We got physical Snack World shirts. We're gonna have to take some out to Vancouver with us if people are listening to this.
And you give me a couple, and I'll sell them at the shows, and then I'll just give you a loot. I don't give a fuck. They're not
Yeah,
my
so
shirts.
all the money from the Snacks to Life merch obviously is just going to making this bigger, better.
It just goes right back into the podcast. We want everybody to know that anything you buy that Snacks Alike, whether it's the hat, the shirts, we don't actually keep the money. We're just going right back into the podcast. And who we pay are the acts and the producers, a.k.a. us. So that we do get the money back, actually. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
We get Russ. We get Russ.
There's a guy named Russ who runs the show. You guys don't see. It's his studio we're at right now.
Someone suggested that we go to another studio to do the podcast. And I said to them, and you know what? I think it was Beck. Again, another shout out to Beck. It may not have been, but I believe it was Beck. And I said to him, when you come to the studio, you will realize why we can't do the podcast anywhere else. Like, Terp, when you walk in here, it's like a vinyl record, right?
Oh, dude, this is like the place to get high.
Yeah, that's
Like-
right, bro. This is a place. The guy doesn't even get that high. He's like he's an old hash head.
Yeah. But like I said to him, I was like, when you come, every person that comes in here, it has a smell. It's the smell of this place. When you walk in, it smells like a good old record store. Like old vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it smells like.
Yeah, dude. Queen Street in the 90s, fucking Kensington, the dude over there just off Augusta.
So I did leave the chick in the hotel, the lap back. And
Lap back?
I
Bro, that
still
was
don't
2
know.
hours ago.
I still don't know how she got home. We have some other stuff on the table. Mike, we have this thing on the table, Kellogg's Rainbow Krispies.
Let me get that.
Now, this is weird because I found this weekend and they had the Snack Man doing their own little, I had to do a double take. Because if you look at this thing,
This is beef.
this doesn't say new, product.
No.
What it says is new shape. And for the people at home, these are Rainbow Krispies, fruity flavor. And the shape, new shape, is essentially a fucking Fruity Pebble.
Woo!
Terps, take a look at this.
And this is Kellogg's, and they don't make Fruity Pebbles. They make...
So we'll touch on this because I did touch on it the other week, and we're going to go in depth right now on the cereal wars, Mike Rita, because there's beef in the cereal world.
I knew there was, but it always tasted funky to me.
So, what happens here is that we have three large brands of cereal, conglomerates, as you will. We have Post, which is the Fruity Pebble gang, Cocoa Pebbles, Malto Meal, what do they make? Shredded wheat. I'm trying to think of some other things. And then we have Kellogg's, which is obviously famous for Rice Krispies, I believe Frosted Flakes. And then you have General Mills. That's your Lucky Charms, right? So the cereal beef started way back when they pulled a fast one and the Lucky Charms people released Lucky Charms Frosted Flakes.
Beef.
And the snack world went crazy. And if you Google it, people still to this day call it the collab. But the inside beef on this, Snack Man's beef,
Snackman's beef.
this week is the cereal wars. We're going in depth. The backstory is Frosted Flakes is not a trademarkable item. That's why when you go into the stores, you can't get Cheerios. You get O's. You can get things like that, but you can't get Cheerios. That's a brand. Frosted Flakes is just a thing. Tony the Tiger is the brand there. So you'll go in and you can get our compliments Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, you see them all the time. It's just a blue box that says Frosted Flakes.
Right. But if you notice, it's Fruity Hoops.
Fruity Hoops.
It's not Fruit Loops or Fruity O's.
Bro, man, Fruity Hoops.
Right?
Fruity Hoops is the most 90s hip-hop sounding shit I ever heard in my life. Fruity Hoops.
It sounds like a tag team song or something.
Yeah, dude. Onyx is hitting us up on this fucking thing.
So they released this, and obviously the Frosted Flake people were pissed because General Mills is just putting Lucky Charms and Frosted Flakes together. So they came back with Honey Nut Frosted Flakes. Wow. Because General Mills has Honey Nut Cheerios as one of their biggest things, and they don't own the term Honey Nut. And they made it look, although the B wasn't there, the same way the Frosted Flakes didn't have Tony the Tiger on them, and they released Honey Nut Frosted Flakes.
You can't take Frosted Flakes or Honey Nut. They're both just descriptive.
Exactly.
Things. Yeah.
So they went back and forth there. And then we had another one that popped off, which was when Kellogg's had an amazing cereal. We heard 1111 talk about it in a previous podcast. The Kellogg's Rice Krispie Treats cereal, which were basically little clusters of Rice Krispie Treats disguised as a cereal. Think if you took like a bunch of Rice Krispie squares and you smashed them up into a bunch of little pieces, just little clusters, and you put it in a box. And they discontinued the cereal. It's a cereal that was out for 20 years. It was one of the top 10 cereals, just an iconic cereal. They discontinued it. And when they discontinued it, the competitor brought out Lucky Charms with marshmallow clusters and put the Lucky Charms with their version of the Rice Krispie squares to continue the beef. Enter Side Stage, Kellogg's decides to go at Post, and I come across this knockoff Fruity Pebbles. And I'm trying to trace where the beef comes, but essentially what's going on here is all of these companies have just been like dormant over the last 20 years, not fucking with each other, I guess.
And then out of nowhere.
The gloves are off, bro, because that shit right there, that's Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know how the fuck they get away with it.
I mean,
How
if
do you
took a handful of that and you just gave it to me, I'd be like, what is this, some buzzing Fruity Pebbles?
You want to try it?
No.
No? You need milk, don't you?
That's right, bro. I can't eat dry cereal right now. My whole night will be ruined.
Yeah. We have also on the table another new snack in Canada. I like to try to, mix it up with American.
This is in Canada.
No. This is an American beef. The new thing that's on the table, there's two there, Mike. We have the Mozzarella and Marinara Toronto Raptors limited edition Ruffles.
But we don't have that in Canada?
No, that is in Canada. These are Canadian snacks. And then we have these Cheetos sour cream and onion puffs. Now, I know you're a big Raps fan, Reets.
Oh, mozzarella.
And
Mozzarella. How high am I?
Yeah, keep going.
God
Somebody
damn,
told me I had to green you
mozzarella.
out tonight. That was my goal, was to green you
Oh,
out.
man. You can't do it anymore, man. I think I've got that old man tolerance now.
I said to somebody, there used to be a small buzz that Mike Rita wasn't smoke as much weed. You know, he wasn't as big a stoner comedian. I remember somebody said, Mike doesn't really smoke that much weed. Hey, man, if Mike can sit here and hang with me all these podcasts, Mike Rita's, he smokes huge blunts with me before he goes on stage. That is a fallacy, bro.
I can tell you something, bro. If anybody ever has doubt about how much weed I really used to smoke, maybe not as much anymore. As I age, I get calmer. And as I get calmer, I don't need as much weed.
Until you get here.
But if I gotta smoke, I smoke. You know what I'm saying? On my 25th birthday, I did 25 dabs on stage in 2 hours and like a half. And I performed. And I brought up acts, and there were people there who saw me do it. My 25th dab of the night was a small man. Like, it was a little dude we made out of dabs. And I dabbed the whole fucking thing on stage. And I coughed for probably 5 minutes, and I was sweating so bad. And I drove home. No one stopped me from driving home. They just let me drive home.
Yeah, they're like, there's no chance he's going to have a problem.
Yeah, he's like, if anything, he's just going to be there a little later, but he's going to get home.
He's not going to speed the whole way home.
Bro, when I went through my local McDonald's, this is another true thing. My local McDonald's used to see me every Sunday. The lady who worked there was a lady named Zenny. This is Dufferin and DuPont. Anybody can confirm this. A motherfucking lady named Zenny worked at Dufferin and DuPont McDonald's. She would take my order every Sunday. I show up there. It's like probably almost 1 a.m.
This is after Stoner Sundays.
After Stoner Sundays on my 25th birthday. And I go, hello. And she goes, hi, can I take your order? I go, Zenny. And she goes, Mike? Are you okay? And I go, yeah, I'm just so tired, man. And she's like, oh, okay. And the regular? And I go, yeah. Okay. And you sat with me, bro. You know I'll fuck around McDonald's.
No.
My regular.
You've got to tell the people what your order is. You get pulled every single time.
Look.
Every single time you get pulled.
I get pulled to the side because they're like, this fucking asshole, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You get
we got
10
shit
nuggets,
we're trying to do here.
You get a quarter pounder. And you get a Filet-O-Fish, sometimes a double Filet-O-Fish, extra fucking tartar sauce. And I can smash that in one sitting. I can't do it right now because I'm a little bit sick, but on a normal everyday day, bro, I'll smash the nuggies throughout the fucking meals. And what I do is I go back and forth between the two burgers. I'll smash a quarter pounder. And then I'll take like.
But you BLT the quarter pounder. Tell the people.
A quarter pounder BLT.
Yeah. You're not just regular BLT or quarter poundering. Look at this fucking whistle.
I know. I couldn't help it. I was like, you're exposing the.
Yeah.
Bro, the BLT, no tomato, extra onions. All right, and then.
How do you BLT without the tomato?
No, I can't do it, bro.
So it's just BL.
It's too juicy. when you have the tomato plus the ketchup, the mayos, the lettuce, it's just too much, bro. It slides around.
You get mayo on a quarter pounder?
When it's the quarter pounder BLT, you get the mayo because the BLT always has a little bit of mayo on it.
BLT's got to have mayo on
That's
it.
right, bro. So quarter pounder
They
BLT
just know.
has a squirt of mayo on it, and then on the bottom of it is where the ketchup
Does it still have the mustard?
Oh, my God.
No pickles.
No pickle, no.
Oh, man, that's why they definitely pull you. Your shit's unique. Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy. Every time we go through the drive-through, Terps, after the show, we go through the drive-through. I lead, and I tell the people at the window that the guy behind me is a world-famous comedian, and that they should look him up on YouTube, and his name is Mike Rita. Every single
So
time.
now that I got verified, you can just tell him. Tell him that for real. Now that I got the check mark, you got to be like, Instagram him. Don't Facebook him.
Did you get a boner when you got it? Like, when you woke up the next morning, did you get, like, I know you have a wood in the morning to start with, but, like, when you saw it,
I
did
have
you
a
get
screenshot of it. It's at 5:30 in the morning. I'll show you. I wake up to go take a piss. And you take your phone as you do, just to scroll around. Any man who tells you they take a stand-up piss at 5:30 in the morning is a bitch. You sit down, because maybe a little poo comes out too,
You're relaxing, for sure.
It's a relaxing
That's
piss.
a half-sleep fucking...
That's right. You sit down with your phone, you kind of pee,
I'm not
you
into
fart
aiming.
around.
I'm not aiming at 4 a.m.
If you got something to do, like you're going to work, that's different. You're on the go already. But if you're just going back to bed, you sit down, you don't want to wake up too much. So I sit down. Bro, I open my Instagram like I do, bro. Every day of my life. Bro, I'll cry.
Did it do like the fireworks when someone says congratulations to you? Like, did you wake up and your phone was wrapped?
5:20. Look, I wake up.
Right.
The second I'm
gonna post this.
Bro, the second I open up my page, I go, what?
What the fuck? Yeah.
And then the next thing is my notifications. Your account has been verified. You'll now see a blue badge next to your username. Keep your verified status. You have to keep your blah, blah. And they give you all these little rules. And when you click on this, you kind of get like a little like, now that you're verified, don't do this, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
just try not to, don't be a fucking idiot,
So I had to change my name to put your government name. Another requirement is your profile picture has to be a picture of you.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense too.
You can't change your profile name. You can't change your picture. Once you're verified, you have to keep all of those things intact.
Bro, it all worked out so perfectly, like.
It happened like 2 days after the Yucks, eh? Who do you know in the Illuminati that pulled this off for you, Mike Rita? Expose it right now. Was it a manager? You got someone at fucking Meta?
I have a great management team. I would not be surprised if they did this and they took no credit for it. They might have got an email from like some fucking thing being like, hey, send us a list of some of your performers that you need verified. We'll see if they fit. Because that shit happens. If you work for CBS and you're an actor on CBS, CBS takes care of that for you.
Oh, dude, record label will get you verified right away.
Right away.
Yeah,
so,
and they'll also buy you 50,000 followers.
I mean, that's shit, but
that's
know
how that works.
Yeah, you're not wrong, bro. There's a couple of comics in Canada that we look at and we're like, oh, 50,000 followers. You go look at a reel. 700 watches. You have 50,000 people following you, and 700 are watching.
And on that topic, our fucking reels, we have 600 people that follow us,
hey,
and
like
we get like 3,000 views on a fucking video.
Suck our dicks,
600 fucking followers. Follow the page, man. I'm trying to do a giveaway at 1K. Everyone go follow us at Snacks of Life Pod. But yeah, we were getting like 3,000. What did you think of the inspirational quotes with Mike Rita? I put you up there with Dalai Lama and shit.
Yeah.
No, maybe it wasn't Dalai Lama. Was it?
You can't put me over there with
no,
a Dalai.
It was Gandhi. Yeah, you didn't see tongue sucking Dalai Lama.
What the fuck is that guy?
You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna ban him to a temple up in the mountains somewhere. That's what's gonna happen.
Old school, and then Ace Ventura has to help him. I think that's how that goes down.
Get out of here,
bro. What are we laughing about right now?
Everything. The Dalai Lama.
Inspirational quotes with Reets.
With Reets.
See, people don't know. My wife is the one who pointed it out to me this week. She was on my Instagram just scrolling because her phone had died. So, she, like, here, use my phone, like if you're bored or some shit.
Right.
So she's scrolling through my Instagram.
That's trust, people. All the people that have joint accounts where you're like John and Cindy fucking last name. Reets is just handing over his phone to his wife.
And I scroll around, bro. She could go through my inbox. I don't give a fuck, man.
Babe, all the groupies. Doesn't matter.
She hates the groupies.
There's groupies. There's groupies, yeah.
Oh, man, there's groupies.
When your wife introduced herself to me, she was like, oh, hi. And I was like, I didn't know who she was. And then you're like, I'm Mike's wife. And the first question, you can ask her this. Did she say this? Did she talk to you about it?
Do you hate me?
First question I asked her.
She was like, why would he think that? I was like, it's because on the podcast, we laughed about how I don't help you on our fucking laundry trips.
Very, without hesitation, like a fucking shotgun. As soon as I see that it's Mike's wife, I go, do you hate me? She goes, no, why would you think? I'm like, I don't know, man. All of my friends' wives eventually end up hating me.
It's not even your fault. Nah, she's cool. She's a noob, so she don't care. She's mad chill.
What a lovely lady. She took it in stride. Same with Cocaine Brian's wife. She was nice, too.
She had a laugh. She was like, why does he think I hate him? I was like, oh, because on the podcast, I was like, he supports men. I was like, he's a man. He's a man. He's a goddamn man. And we laugh about how I don't help you at the laundromat. She's like, you do help me, though. I'm like, yeah, but like, you know, emotionally. She's like, yeah, well, who gives a fuck? And she even agreed. She's like, yeah, it's a one-person job. It's a one-person job. That's right. It's a one-person.
We're on the same page.
Laundry is a one-person job, bro. I don't know. You know, you got to have your life on laundry. Fold your laundry, sure. Nobody wants to fold laundry.
That's the worst part, really.
That's the worst part.
It is the worst part.
Here, I'll help you fold. But we don't need two people putting the laundry in the hole. You don't need two people cranking the fucking knob to 11 minutes. You know what I'm
Measuring out the soap and shit.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, okay. And who measures soap these days anyway? It's pods, right? Everyone's podding.
We have the triple pod.
Triple pod.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Right?
It's like a green.
You're still measuring detergent?
I don't measure. I just press the button, let it go.
Yeah, you're liquid. You're liquid though.
Yeah.
Nobody's powdering. Powder's out, bro. No one's doing powder no more.
Nobody does powder anymore.
No.
Bro. Even my mom, who was the last of the Tide powder people. Can you even buy that anymore? That powdered stuff on the bottom of the.
Gail Weston for sure has a powdered detergent out.
Yeah,
Fuck
that's
him.
like $2, and it fucks up your machine.
And he's like, I'm gonna price fix this. Inflation. Fuck you, asshole.
Hey, how fucked up is that guy? He's got some balls, huh? Hey, I know we made record profits, but listen, we're not going to raise the price on almonds for 3 weeks. All right, there you go.
On the no-name almonds, while we gouge you on fucking everything else.
Hey, you like no-name almonds? No.
Yeah, you do. Buy our shit. That cocksucker, for real. Like, the price goes up 5%. He raises food costs like 17% or some shit like that.
Ruthless, bro.
Bro, we are getting fucked as a society by these guys, and we're happy to do it. Like, that guy can walk around in society. If this was OG caveman shit,
he'd be eating already.
Someone would have hit him with a rock.
Listen,
someone would have rocked that.
One of my favorite things I heard, they're like, we only make $1 per $25. You're like, yeah, you ever been in a grocery store? $25. Who the fuck is spending $25? You walk out of there with 3 bills worth of groceries, and that's every single person's got. You don't even have a full fucking cart.
It's the adult dollar store.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
I dare anybody to go to the dollar store and only buy one thing.
No, you can't.
It's
if
like
you walk every aisle, no, you're done.
Bro, even if you don't walk every aisle, you're grabbing a pop. You're grabbing your kids some Pokemon cards.
Pop. You go to the toy aisle. Your kid wants a fucking little skateboard.
You go to the dollar store with a kid. It's over.
Because there's 3 aisles that they get you. There's the craft aisle. There's the toy aisle.
The craft aisle is money well spent, though.
I never complain. My kid's got her little art room. She loves it. But
that's time.
Art, yeah, the art line, the candy one, and then the toy one, bro. You're done. And even sometimes she'll fucking fall for it in like the little bath aisle. You're like, nah. She's like, come on, that's bath toys. You're like, oh, fuck.
So I go snacking with a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I see that. That shit's hilarious.
So yeah,
he's also great at eating pizza.
He is, right?
He's his own little pizza. Dude, I've never seen that kid jump the gun in a pizza review. He bites, kind of tastes it, looks around, kind of like, taking in the spot. Yeah, Dad, it's all right. Like,
literally. This weekend, he wanted to eat 7-Eleven breakfast pizza in the worst way. What? It's good, Dad. He wanted to go to 7-Eleven. And so back to what I was saying.
What's breakfast pizza?
Oh, dude. It's
cheese, eggs, bacon?
It's good, Mike. I want to hate on it, and I was like, you should eat something better for breakfast. But at the same
think about
time,
how much money 7-Eleven makes. They must have tons to throw behind these quick little...
It's like $1.25 a fucking slice, first of all.
Yeah.
I tried it. I did the review. There's a review on my story of the breakfast pizza, or on my profile of the breakfast pizza. It's good. It's $1.25. You know that you're just grabbing it when you grab your coffee in the morning, because Americans, they do that, right? They go to that, they grab the coffee at the gas station. Donuts are a big thing in America for breakfast.
Terp, you ever have a fucking breakfast pizza?
No, I was about to have breakfast tacos the other day. That's a little more...
That's upscale. That's
yeah.
Bro.
Breakfast pizza, no.
So your kid loves the breakfast pizza, though.
Well, see, this is the thing is, most people, when you say breakfast pizza, they think pizza from the night before heated up for breakfast. This is like...
No, I think
this is like a
bacon cheese.
Yeah, this is like a good cheese. There's some sort of cream sauce that's not red.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's like... I don't know if it's bacon or sausage, but there's a meat on there, and there's like little bits of scrambled egg, if I'm not mistaken.
Pure fire.
And yeah, man, for $1.20, $1.25.
You know what that white sauce is probably like a gravy, like some sort of like gravy thing.
Well, in America, they do that like gravy on the biscuits and shit.
That's
So it
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
surprise me if it's like a white gravy.
Because I can picture because it's kind of salty and kind of like sweet. It's nice.
But I have to take this kid into like multiple Walmarts, multiple Targets, multiple dollar stores. We're hitting like 20 stores in a day. And if you know what it's like going shopping with a child.
Oh yeah.
You know, and thank God my son is somewhat reserved. That I
He's
try
macho.
to you know, limit him on what he buys. But man, like anybody that has a child that goes shopping, I basically repeat that 20 times in a day with Pokemon. And of course, everything he sees is stuff he doesn't see at home, right? So it's a great excuse for him. He's figured it out.
Kids are wild like that.
Funko Pops, Squishmallows. We're
loves
talking Pokemon cards. It's and what are you supposed to do, right? Like what fucking you're the snack man. You gotta hook the kid up. You gotta give him some love, right? On the topic of me being a snack man, also snack man's beef.
Somebody ratting you out this week.
Bro, do you see that shit, Terps? Maybe I should let
Yeah.
Terps speak on that first. You're aware of it, Terps.
Oh yeah, no, I seen that. I saw him posting that like someone reported you to what the CFIA,
Canadian Food Inspection Agency. Yeah, bro. I
That's
guess
some bullshit.
so. As the story goes, yeah, like fuck that person, fuck that, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So I got a phone call, and it was a 905 number, and I answered it, and a lady says, "Edward." I'm like, "Yes." Rare Snacks Toronto, yes. And she's like, "We've been made aware of your website selling snack food." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she said her name. She was from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency, and that they had a complaint from the public. And I said, "Oh, wow." You know, and she said, "I'm looking at your website, and you only have the front of these items. I'm looking at D's Nuts, Mr. B's D's Nuts." And she said, "That doesn't have any allergens on it, and there's no French writing. And, you know, to conform to Canadian standards, you have to have bilingual writing on all of your products. You have to photograph the front and the back. All of the nutritional information has to be translated to French. All of the allergies have to be translated to French." And she said, you know, someone would buy these nuts, and which is ironic because there's probably beef there. And how are they to know that there's nuts and it was made in, you know, they could have a nut allergy. And then she pointed to another Mr. Beast product, which is made me wonder if that's where the heat came from, because they're like, you know, it's a very popular thing, right? The cookies were vegan, and she said, "What if someone had a soy allergy?" And I didn't have a good answer, because I always just kind of like thought that if you were buying snacks from me, first of all,
You know what's up.
you knew what was up, and you would like, you know, I've sold lots of stuff to Quebec. And then, you know, after I started, out of concern, I said to her, I said, "Oh my God, did somebody have an allergic reaction? Like, did I sell something to somebody and they had an allergic reaction to it? I'm so sorry." And she said, No. Likely it was your competitor that reported you."
Wow.
And I said, "Well, you know, some of the things that I buy it so locally sourced, and it doesn't have white labels on it, because it's all about those white labels. I'm sure you've seen them on some of the
Yeah,
things.
they're printed on it.
Yeah." And she said, "Well, just because you buy it here doesn't mean that they're compliant." I said, "Well, why are you messing with me? I'm just a guy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just a small dude. Like, why are you really messing with me?" She said, "Because someone complained."
So what's her job now to follow up to make sure you're complying?
So I had to take the website down. And I honestly, I don't know everything that I have to do. First of all, I had to like register with them. And then I had to get a special license. That meant that I adhered to the Safe Food for Canadians Act. And it had to do with me bringing things from the United States into Canada.
Yeah, that you
Right?
can't do. Certain things can't come through.
I guess. I don't know. I have to go through the process and figure out what products I'm allowed to sell, what products I'm not. And then I have to go through, I have to re-photograph everything on the website,
Yep.
front and back. And I have to, personally, if I can't find those white labels with the French translation somewhere online, I have to do all of that myself and produce all of those labels in French with all of those translations, all of the French ingredients, fat content, sugar, the allergies, made in a nut-free facility. All of that stuff has to be represented in French on the back of the product.
Canada's stupid. Fuck y'all Frenchies. Straight the fuck up.
I get it.
Nah, I don't get
But
it.
like
You know what I'm
I
saying?
understand it, but at the same time, like there's storefronts that are importing things from like really weird places, in my estimation, that maybe don't have the same food practices as us. America has pretty stringent food practices. Canada's is stronger, and I get that. But there's a lot of things that I see that are imported that don't have those labels on it that come from other countries where I would feel there'd be more at risk. Maybe that's slightly racist. I don't know.
Now, fuck you, Frenchies. I'm already sick of these French fucks. I'm going to lose our whole French base right now.
Except for Oka. Shout out Oka, we like you.
No, you know what? One of the worst comedy shows I've ever done in my life was on Oka, right next to their mega, one of their mega dispensaries there.
One of the worst shows you ever did? Tell us about it. We've never told the story. We've only shouted out Oka in their crazy 2-mile-long dispensary strip.
Which
that's
is
like
very enjoyable to drive down because you're like, this is fucking
And the
wild.
cheese.
And it's a party on a Friday, Saturday night. The place is just lined with people, loud music. It's insane. It's a very unique
right.
thing to experience.
But you had a bomb show? Bad crowd?
No, man. This dispensary booked us. And they booked us to drive out to fucking Oka, Quebec from Ontario. Okay? You know, this is like a 7-hour drive.
And a grueling one at that.
That's right.
It's not all highway. It's not going to Montreal.
Oh, man.
Going to
it's like
Montreal, you can cruise control that bitch.
brutal drive, bro. I hated it. So I leave at like 6 in the morning. So I can get there at a decent time. I get close to Oka. They have a little hotel thing for us. Boom. If I check in, I just do my thing, and then I head over to the show. As soon as I get to the show, I realize that these people, it's like they paid for the show and then forgot there was a show.
So no one was there?
Bro, there was like 3 or 4 people there. And they didn't have any stage. They didn't have any lights. They didn't have a mic.
So you were just shouting?
They might have had
Just
a mic.
shouting at 4 people.
Bro, but they had
It became
paid.
a circle? Did you
And
just
I
get
was,
in
and I was like, are we going to do this? And the guy was like, yeah, why not? And I was like, why? He's like, I paid, man. Fucking, you know? I was like, I guess, bro.
Oh, I wish we could dig up the YouTube video.
Well,
of
we
that.
have the video of it. My boy Lucas Espinola has that.
Oh, Lucas.
And he has video of me in the car being like, I'm going to quit comedy. I fucking hate this shit. This is the most garbage industry.
And that's going to come out on the Mike Reed documentary.
And then the next shot is just people going, Mikey, Mikey. And then it's like me back in
Wow.
the car. Oh, man.
I hope Lucas watches this pod. Shout out Lucas, man. He held it down for the Yuck show.
Nah,
Man,
Luke's don't watch pods. He's a working man during the week, and then on the weekends he's like
video.
He's a video guy, and he's just working on himself, like and becoming a director. And then he's one of those dudes. He's working for the right to become a director, and I love those dudes.
Yeah.
Like he didn't just quit and be like, "Well, baby, you know." No, he was like, "No, I'm gonna work a day job, work my fucking ass off. Like even he'll work a full day job and then meet me downtown to go do gigs and shit, and then you know." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like your sidekick.
Oh, gee.
He's like you're a jokeless Andy Richter to you.
Yeah, no jokes. Yeah, he's you're not gonna get a joke out of Lucas.
No.
You know, he's funny to me. Him and I, he lets loose with me, but like, you're not wrong, bro. He's so on. When he's working, bro. It's yes.
That's a good Portuguese kid.
Yeah, bro.
You want to talk about Danny?
Wait, which one's Danny?
Danny Fernandez.
Oh,
What a goof, eh?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Portuguese community was rocked by the news that Danny Fernandez, the former Canadian pop star, had a bunch of songs with Mazar. I don't know what the fuck. He had a bunch of songs with a bunch of dudes.
He was one of these much music video like grant guys.
He was.
He got mad grants to make music at one point. I'm gonna say
for sure, bro, for sure. And he rose to fame. He had a bunch of pretty big songs, and he rode the coattails of his brother Sean Fernandez, aka Sean Desmond.
Big up Sean Desmond.
Sean Desmond, though, aka the angel of the Portuguese community, beloved. You know what I mean? Like
it's like a complete opposite,
dude. And I know that he personally stays away from that shit because he's like, buddy, you're not gonna fuck up my life. You know what I mean? And Yeah, bro, what the fuck? Like, this guy, Danny Fernandez, gets lost in drugs. Sure you did, but we all got lost in drugs, you puss. Don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But I remember back in the day, people would already say that he was, like, already a piece of shit.
He was a scumbag to start with.
The first sign was his level of misogyny. What didn't come out in that article is a lot of the misogynistic shit he does in his career and his life, and just the way that he treats ladies, and very much as objects. He scammed the lady out of 20 grand.
So when you posted that article, I had a personal connection to this.
Yeah?
I had a follower who I don't follow anymore, who I was talking to at a point, and she was involved with Danny Fernandez.
Damn.
And he owed her money. And I kept telling her, this guy's a bum. Why does he, he's doing this, and he's got all these things on the go, and he just needs money until he's going to get more money because he's waiting on checks. And she was like, I was like, yo, you're getting played. Like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, this guy's a scumbag. And if he's such a musical star and shit, why does he need your money? And when I was reading that CBC article, that's what I kept thinking. Like, all of these people that he was bilking, he was basically being like, yeah, kid, I'll make you a star. Just give me 20 grand, and I just need some personal loans. And like, but he was literally like fucking chicks and getting them to buy him things and pay for things, and like just completely using what little celebrity he had. And then when that article came out, like, wow, bombshell. I wonder how long that's been in works.
That article?
Yeah.
Probably a year. It takes a long time to get the all the stories together from the people, because you have to start reaching out to people. You have to start working with the banks and stuff to get bank statements, and who are these people?
You got to fact check everything before you drop something like that.
Yeah,
and the CBC's not just gonna fucking TMZ them.
No, they're not gonna TMZ them. They don't. Everything has to be a fact. They couldn't have reported anything, and it has to come straight from the victim's mouths, because then it's a victim story in the news, and there's nothing legal about that.
And he hasn't really publicly that I've seen.
No, there's no apology. It's
like
just,
the apology that I saw was just him being like, I got caught up in drugs, I'm sorry. But he didn't even really say I'm sorry. It was kind of like some bullshit.
It was definitely a bullshit story. Dude, the thing about that guy is he's such a narcissist that I'm sure he's justified it to himself with just the idea of like, it was drugs, bro. I was addicted to drugs, bro.
You want to know what kind of weirdo he is? This girl who was involved with him, she hit me up. And again, I was talking to this girl. She hit me up with a snack request. And she wanted unfrosted Pop-Tarts. First of all, thank you, Terp. What do you think about that? What kind of psycho eats unfrosted Pop-Tarts?
The frosting's the best part of the Pop-Tart.
That's the fucking Pop-Tart!
Bro, let's be honest. What are we talking about? When you go get a Pop-Tart, they're chocolate. What is the flavor? It's the...
Who the fuck eats an unfrosted Pop-Tart?
Psychopaths, bro.
So at first I'm like, I'm questioning this girl. What the fuck? You want blueberry unfrosted Pop-Tarts? Okay, whatever. You know, I'm the snack man.
That's a real thing?
That's a real thing. So I get this pack of Pop-Tarts. This is why this girl's blocked. I come back, and I'm like, hey, got your Pop-Tarts.
Unfrosted.
Unfrosted. Thinking to myself, red flag, red snack flag. And she goes, oh, I don't need them anymore. They were for Danny Fernandez.
He's a goof. Unfrosted Pop-Tarts.
What, is he too much of a star to reach out to me for his psychotic unfrosted fucking Pop-Tarts?
One time I saw him at Dufferin Mall, and I couldn't believe what a crackhead I was looking at. I couldn't believe that this was Danny Fernandez.
Did you have vacuum face?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And he was
like
sketching.
that girl that was at your show with me.
Sketch eye.
Like the girl that was at your Yuck Yuck show with me.
Shout out to Cocaine Brian for the diss today. That was hilarious.
I knew it was going to come up. He was waiting 2 weeks for that.
Good. Let him have it. You really fucked with him that first week. I think mentally he's been waiting to get back.
I can take it because I knew it was coming. I actually, what did I say to you? I said, this is going to make great content.
I was out the second I met him.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
I had to keep giving Lucas a wink like, this is on you, buddy. You deal with this. I'm out of here.
Oh, my God. What a train wreck.
This guy brought out a fucking crackhead, man.
I didn't know, man. And that's how quickly things can turn, unfortunately.
Terps, you ever fucking crackhead?
No.
This just becomes Howard Stern. How big's the crackhead's penis?
You're trying to stick, like, fucking bologna to her butt or something. Cold meat. When people are listening to this, we're going to launch this on 420. We'll go live.
Always around the 2-hour mark.
It starts to get silly.
It's hilarious. I looked over. I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling silly," and I looked. I'm like, "Wow."
What else do I have on the thing here? We touched on basically everything.
Did we?
Yeah, we touched on a lot of the stuff I think that we had on the docket.
Yeah, we didn't even have to look at that dog yet. We knew.
We should hit these Cheetos because I've actually been wanting to hit these Cheetos.
Have you tried them yet?
No, I haven't. That's why I say we should hit them. I'm high enough that I'm introducing snacks. What did you think of the mozzarella meatball? You never ever gave any sort of score, and you never shared them with Terps.
Okay, throw them. I know. I didn't even think about them because they're just very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just normal. I smashed a bunch. Don't get me wrong.
The consensus online is that they're pretty mids.
Yeah, they're mid. That is the truth. They didn't put enough flavor on them. It needs more flavor.
See, the problem with these flavors is that when you put something like mozzarella marinara, you do really have to nail it.
Yeah, because it tastes like a ketchup chip.
Or like all dressed almost or something.
These are fire, though.
These are good?
Yep.
I thought these were going to be good. That's why. So these are new in Canada last 2 weeks. Cheetos, sour cream and onion.
They can get them here?
Paws. Yeah. So the genesis of this is the Cheeto Paw is an American thing you can regularly get. Here in Canada, we have Puffs, we have the Crunchies.
But we don't got the Papa.
They just in the last year or two brought Paws here. I used to bring these for my son. And as weird as it's going to sound, the consistency of the cheesy changes the flavor.
Yeah, of course.
So like the regular cheesies, you get to a point where you just can't eat anymore. There's
No, it's
too much.
tiring. It's too much.
And there's more air and surface in this.
I didn't even bite these. As they touch your tongue, they deflate. And what it leaves is this nice soft flavor pot, like mush.
You can kill the whole bag of these Paws because of the way it changes the flavor. So these are the sour cream and onion. This isn't even an American snack. These aren't available in America. As far as I know, this is a Canadian only thing so far.
Amazing.
These are,
Wow.
you compare these to a Funyun. You ever had a Funyun?
Fuck yeah, bro. My boys, the Portuguese kids, shout out Massachusetts. I love Funyuns.
Is that where they're from? So homie was up here in Toronto from Massachusetts?
We tour all the time. We just meet in the city.
Wait, so you guys are Portuguese in Chatham?
We did Oshawa the night before, too.
Sick.
Yeah, so we did Oshawa on the Friday. Woke up, packed our shit, hit the road.
What kind of venue you play? Like a Portuguese community center?
We choose the ones that have the halls in them.
These are stupid fire, bro.
Bro, they're
Those
fucked.
are really good.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Those ones are def mids.
Those are super mids.
They just taste like a shitty ketchup chip.
There's a little bit of cheese to it, but yeah.
It needs more. They should have seasoned it harder. I didn't realize I was so far away from the mic. I'm sorry, everybody listening. I'm pretty high at this point.
We haven't greened you out, though, and that was supposed to be the goal, someone said.
We smoked 3 blunts and a joint and dabs. How much more could... the average person is done by this point.
Smoke some of this one.
What is this?
That is.
Is this your stuff,
This is big
Terps?
No. So I didn't grow that one, but that is some original haze from. I don't know if I should say who it's from, but it's good. Some real sativa shit.
Oh, sativa! Where Cocaine Brian and Craig rejoice.
Yeah, this is some real sativa shit.
Oh,
Look,
yeah,
look at the way the hairs are growing off of it.
That wispy, you can tell as soon as you see
That
that
wispy.
wispy.
You want us to roll some of this right now?
Oh yeah.
All right, that's how we'll smoke one last one. This is the 420 special. We should at least give it a good go. There's some jerky. You want some jerky?
What kind?
This is some fire. Oh, you're going to break it up? I see what's going on here. Great Canadian Meat sent us a little pack. And
I love them, bro.
yo, shout out Great Canadian Meat. This jerky here, Mike, I've had
Kentucky
it.
bourbon. Boa.
This stuff, you had alluded to this. This is Great Canadian Meat road trip jerky.
Hey, road trip jerky, bro.
Road trip jerky.
Dude, that is the. If you're a regular listener, beef jerky and meat, and smoked meat snacks are a comedian's dream because you can just fucking buy a pack and it holds for the whole trip. You don't have to eat it the whole bag one shot.
This Kentucky bourbon, Great Canadian Meat beef jerky, is fucking awesome, dude. Here, you have to get in this. Terps, you want to get in on this?
Of course.
I know you're a jerky guy. You're a hunter. What did you?
No, I don't hunt.
You don't hunt?
No, just fish.
What did you think of Mike's interpretation of your dream?
Oh, as soon as he started explaining it, I was like, whoa. No, he's definitely very close to spot on there, I believe.
Jump into that Kentucky bourbon.
Wow, wow, wee, wow. That's sweet. We got a nice piece here.
while Mike's rolling our last blunt, every other guest that's been on this show has had to answer a question, Terps.
Whoa.
I'm sure you know what the question
Let's
is.
go.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that you put some thought into your answer of this question. For the listeners out there, you already know what time it is. Mike, you know what time it is.
Fuck, marry, kill. Ice Cube, iced tea, or vanilla ice.
It's time for Fuck, Marry, Kill of the Ices. And Terps, you're up to bat. I know you've got a deep thought on this.
All right. So we're gonna fuck Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
Is it for the same reason as everyone else?
There gotta
What's-
be. He's the most gentle looking.
You know, you look like you could beat him up a little bit. You
That's
know,
right. He'd like it. He's a little bit.
he would love it. So
Bro, you can't deny it, bro.
I find that everybody says
One-
like, yo, Vanilla Ice is a bitch. I'm like,
Because
fuck
this
him.
question is about survival, bro. And who you gonna stick?
There's no good choice. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Fair.
you know,
This is where it gets tricky, though. This is where it
see,
gets tricky.
if you were gonna fuck Ice Cube, he might turn around and try to fuck you too.
Yeah, like Ice Cube's dangerous.
Same with Ice T. They're both dangerous.
Yo,
so
man.
So, but you
then
got to
you-
look at who you want to go long term then.
yeah. Oh, fucking Ice T for sure. So you
Because
got,
you're gonna go with Ice T. You got to kill Ice Cube.
yep.
Why are you taking Ice T to marry?
He's got that fucking Law and Order money, man.
Oh, financially stable. Huge.
And he's cool. He's got the pimp game.
Yeah, that's a slick motherfucker.
Right.
Dude, that is as slick as a human can be. That guy never breaks character.
He still wears his hair the same way.
Yeah, man, you know what it is. I'm 77, and I'm still the coolest motherfucker you ever met. Ice-T and a bitch. My wife still suck my fucking hard black dick every day. And you want to know something? And I never get fired from Law and Order, even though I talk like this. I'm the OG. I'm the pusher, baby. Ice-T.
Like he plays a cop in like one of the dirtiest precincts in New York. It's the perfect fucking gig for him.
Yeah, but I'm not a dirty cop, bro. These streets is dirty. Ice-T and a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? People don't give me the respect I deserve, but I'm one of the OGs of the game. Don't forget that, Ice-T.
On a serious note, not serious at all. Can you do a Lionel Messi impression?
What does he even sound like?
I don't know, but I have the opportunity to get a cardboard life-size cutout of Lionel Messi.
You know, I'm good
and
with
I just
impressions, but I don't know if I can.
I just think it would be awesome on the podcast. Like maybe this should be an Instagram poll. Would it not be awesome to be able to just throw to cut out Lionel Messi for his opinion every so often?
Lionel, what do you think?
Yes, I think it's good for the people. Maybe if we can get it.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, Leo Cam.
Right? And we could just prop him up right over there. It's life-size. It's like a snack display, so it's on, it's like a lacing from the World Cup.
Okay, so is there a way that it's a snack display? Can we
Yeah.
get him to hold the snacks every time? I'm like, Leo, what do we got today? We got the chips.
We probably could rig it up somehow.
Oh man.
We could try to figure it out. I just think that it's an opportunity, and I think that maybe the audience listening would like to know what cutout Lionel Messi thinks.
You know what? I'll just, because cancel culture is so strong nowadays, instead of doing a Hispanic voice, I'll just go completely opposite and be like, hi, I'm Lionel Messi, and this is what I sound like in a clean-cut world. Hispanic accent? Ha, I don't think so. This is who I am, Lionel Messi, Argentinian born and raised. And you make a complete farce of their system, You're like, fuck you, you assholes.
I don't know, man. Sometimes when Stern throws to like Alex Jones, like the fake Alex Jones is maybe one of the greatest things going right now. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh my god. Fake Alex Jones was awesome.
Stern throws to a fake Alex Jones.
Oh my god, yeah.
You don't know what the kids are doing out there. They're fucking everybody, and they're gay, and they want to put it in your ass, and they want to tell you that trans beer won't make you gay. It's going to make you gay, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. And then he goes, buy your Patriot food supplies. Because he's always trying to sell shit.
Yeah, make sure to get your rations. We were selling rations on sale right now. Get your rations. Don't let your neighbor eat your food. Shoot him first, and eat his rations.
Pretty much, man. That's exactly. So I think that we could do something with Lionel Messi. Cut out Lionel Messi. I think we need to do this, man. This jerky is great, man. This flavor is A1 sauce.
Oh, let me get some more of that.
Dude, the only reason I'm gonna dock at Mark's is because it doesn't come in a bigger bag.
This is the biggest bag it comes in?
That's the biggest bag I've seen.
Man.
It's 65 grams. It needs to be 650 grams.
I need a bag that's going to actually last a full road trip. That's lasts an hour or two.
Mississauga. Yeah.
Bro, I'm not getting past Barry with this motherfucker right
You're
here.
still in Toronto.
Yeah, I buy this. I barely make it back to the car at the gas station before I'm 32 grams into this bitch. I'm just like, you know how beef jerky works, though, man. Beef jerky is expensive.
Yo, straight up, it's one of those things that you only get it when you really want it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get jerky every time. You're like, I want it today. I'm gonna get it. What's your go-to gas station jerky? If they don't have Great Canadian beef, what do you go? Great Canadian meat, what do you go with?
Oh, I mean, it depends. In the gas stations in the U.S., there's a lot more variety.
Yeah,
the
you
only
only
other
got
one
Jack
really
Link's.
in is Jack Link's is in Canada.
So the other one, a Great Canadian Meat Company, Jack Link's, and once in a while you just see something called Canadian like Smokehouse or something like that. It's a weird one-off company. You see it a lot of times in the boonies or something, or the Smokeout, or the Canadian Smokes. Oh fuck, I can't remember the name. I take
It's like a local spot or something, huh?
Bro, but like, yeah, we're running fucking thin on jerky in this country, which is crazy. Bro, we got large cows, bro. Let's start jerking.
You know what? As a snack man, I tried to cut the loop on the jerky once, and I tried to make it myself.
It's awful, isn't it?
No, actually, I was able to produce great jerky. The problem is what people don't understand is to make 1 pound of fucking jerky. Do you know how much raw meat it takes?
Like a whole loin.
Like 10 pounds, because you're taking all of the water weight out of it.
It's just this.
That was a fucking piece of meat that was like this thick, bro. So I bought eye round, and I would soak it for multiple days and smoke it in my smoker. I also made bacon. I cut the middleman out there and bought a pork loin and made bacon. Best bacon you'll ever get, unless you go to Great Canadian Meat. I was at their deli. They have fire bacon too, but it's like real pork. Like if you cook it, it doesn't shrink down because it's not water cured.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? You put a slice in, it stays that fucking size.
That's pretty cool.
Right? But it ends up costing you fucking $7-8 a fucking pound. I tried to cut the middleman out of the jerky many years ago, and like you go through all the trouble, you produce it, and it costs you more than trying to buy it out of the store. The only thing you have is that you made it yourself, and you can take pride in the fact that you made it yourself. Beyond that, there's no way. People don't understand. This 65 grams of jerky is like 600 grams of fucking beef.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. What do you think?
Of this jerky?
Yeah, 10s?
Yeah, I just wish the pieces were bigger, the bag was bigger. Yeah. It needs more.
Yeah.
Because you ration it, you're like, the road trip still has 2 hours.
You're gonna have to send me a case of this shit. That's what you need to buy by the case.
Damn,
Terps.
Great Canadian Meat Co. Hey, that's it. I got the check mark. I'm hitting them up this week. Hey,
get in the DMs.
You know what?
I'll put in a good word for you.
That's what I told D. I go, the greatest part about this is now any corporation, any company I send a message to, they'll get it. It's not going to go to their requests. Because
you get to the top.
That's right.
Yeah.
It gets to the top. You get to skip.
They do that with anyone that has a certain amount of followers.
Let's go, bro. I get to bypass that. Ruffles, what up, Ruffles? This is comedian Mike Rita. Let's work on something, you know? I don't even like Ruffles.
Yo, man, you need to hit out fucking Mary Brown's, man.
Oh, baby, bro. You know what, man.
Big Terp is a you called in. You're a proponent of the Mary Brown's, Big Mary Mondays.
Yeah, didn't it used to be like $2 though? Like, what happened to that?
I mean, Toonie Tuesday came back and it's $2 and $2.99 some shit.
Hey, we have more
Inflation.
water in the vicinity.
Oh yeah, but you want to try one of these liquid death iced teas?
Yeah. No.
No.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I can get you more water.
Oh, I can do it. I can wait till after the podcast.
I mean, why don't you hit one of these deaths up?
All right, let me try.
It's got agave. Okay, so what do you want to hit? Do you want to hit the peach one? You want to hit the regular iced tea? Or do you want to hit the armless Palmer, which is your classic lemonade iced tea?
Which one you like? Which one you want the most?
I'm probably going to hit the armless Palmer.
Just because it's the classic? Okay, I'll try a peach, I guess.
Peach iced tea? Okay, so these are new. They just came out in America. They're not available in Canada yet, but shout out Liquid Death for sending us a whole bunch of water.
It's only got 30 calories.
Yeah, it's got agave. It's low sugar. Yeah.
It's low sugar.
Yeah, all their stuff is. Of course, they're not a water company that's going to come out with a soda.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm pretty impressed, bro.
Okay.
Hey, 30 calories, guys.
So it's in the prime, right? We're talking like the prime energy type thing. Everything's low sugar these days.
Yeah, one serving can, 30 calories. Wow. That's nice. That is chill as fuck.
You digging it?
Yeah.
Liquid Death. It's not just good marketing. That's the thing. When I was giving it out at your show, noticed I put it up on the stage there
People
for you.
were
So,
nuts, bro.
yeah, and people kept asking about it, and I'm like, it's great marketing, but it's a good product behind it. It's like these nuts, Dick's potato chips. Marketing's A1, but the product's quality too.
That's fucked, boys.
Yeah, you want to try one, Terps?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right, take your pick, man.
What do we got here?
You just got regular iced tea.
What do I owe you for this? Because I know these ones are like limos.
What's this one?
That's regular.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Cheers to another Liquid Death review. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm going with the Armless Palmer. Their names are catchy. Their marketing's awesome. You've seen they did the invisible tattoo with Steve-O, where they tattooed him with Liquid Death instead of ink.
That's hilarious.
Great.
That's so nice. If this was ice cold, we're at the beach, got a doob, trying to watch my fucking calorie intake. It's very light though. You have to remember what we're going. 30 calories means light, ultra light.
Yeah.
You know what this is? This is Bublé's without the fucking fizz.
And they're not fucking around with the like you said, half a can serving nutritional facts. Like these guys are giving you straight goods.
Full can serving.
Full can serving. That's rare these days. You know they're playing games with that. Like look at these chips. How many chips do you think the serving is on this motherfucker?
Gotta be like 8.
Nah, you know what? This one actually isn't that bad. I put my foot in my mouth. It's 49 pieces. It's 50 grams. So they got the serving on this as a third of a bag. Somewhere between a quarter and a
Hey,
third.
they know the people who are eating those. No choice. You get it. Bro, I'd eat a third of that.
Yeah, it's a good combo with the Liquid Death.
What an ending to the podcast. We're just eating chips.
You gotta fire up that last Big Terps spliff. Or did you fire it up and smoke
right
it?
here.
You forgot you even rolled it.
I literally, look, I lit it for 1 second.
Terps, you want more chips?
No, I'm good.
He's already smoking. Terps is way ahead of you.
I'm smoking.
What do you think of the new Liquid Death iced tea, Terps?
It's good.
It's very gentle.
Yeah.
You know what?
You got a microdose of natural caffeine at 30 milligrams per can.
Is that what it says on the
That's what
side?
it says. They got the catchy
Microdose.
wording, yeah, with the microdose.
Fucking microdose.
They know their audience.
They're not fucking around. You know what hits me so much about all this stuff is in my childhood, if you handed me anything that was low sugar or diet, it tasted like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, agave, they didn't have it down yet. They weren't concentrating it. They weren't separating
All these
the
other
actual terp of the agave from the sweetness of the agave or something, you know?
Yeah, it had a bitter taste.
Mm-hmm.
All of these like artificially sweet. Like I'm sure we're gonna find out in 20 years.
Bro,
that,
remember
like,
Coca-Cola Stevia? How quick that died?
Yeah, it was gone.
It was awful.
Green, bad color too. It was bad marketing.
Nasty, bro. Green Coca-Cola
You
can?
can't. Yeah, everyone thought it was a Christmas edition.
It's awful, bro.
Horrible.
Coca-Cola Stevia lasted a month. It's one of the most crazy deaths of a soda I've ever seen. And I love Coca-Cola, and I love 0-calorie Coca-Cola. I drink 0 sugar, 0 caffeine Coca-Cola. It's all I even want, bro. And that one sucked. Coca-Cola Stevia sucked. Wait, let me spark this thing, bro.
Are you aware of the new Coke fiasco of the 80s?
Let's go. Yeah, oh, yeah.
The story goes, if anybody hasn't heard this, I'm sure everybody has, but Pepsi had Generation Pepsi, and it was new and hip, and it was what the kids wanted, and Coke brought out like a new recipe, and it fucking bombed. And then about 2-3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago now, when Stranger Things was a big show, and it was set in the 80s, they had it on the set in one of the scenes or whatever, and Coke did like a limited re-release of new Coke, but it like almost cost them. It cost them so much market share by fucking with a good thing, because people were like, "What?" That's why it's called Coke Classic.
Coca-Cola Classic.
That's why it says Coke Classic on the cans now.
That's so funny, bro.
Because they had to rebrand it again back and be like, "Hey,
Nah,
we'll give you
it's the
back
old one still.
Yeah. This is the one you really want. You don't want the new Coke." And that's funny because like now you see them fucking with something like Rice Krispies and making fruity Rice Krispies. But like people were a lot more temperamental back then. You couldn't have done something like that. This is the Big Terps haze.
New Coke? Oh, there you go, Coca-Cola.
Well, and it was just like a play after the fact. They're like you're clearly losing market share of like young people, so you're trying to be hip. Like it just is a bad play. This is very nice, Terps.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hate Pepsi. I think Pepsi is lesser than Coke. Send it to the Terp and
I thought he was still smoking.
I've been smoking on it, but I'll smoke this one too.
Did you get that sativa?
Bro,
I
you
also
have a level in your pocket?
Yeah, sure do.
This guy's a man.
Oh yeah.
Here. Let me
Keep
see
that-
for a sec. Can I see that level?
Oh, yeah.
This is the most man shit I've ever seen.
No, he's fucked.
We're on a whole other level.
Oh, man.
He's definitely nuts. if Cocaine Brian was here, I'd make a joke about him
just
not being
breaks.
straight. Oh fuck, man! There's a lot of snack beef with these cereal wars. I really am interested. I am going to try these Rainbow Krispies, and I'm going to post it.
Bro, we going out right now? Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
2020, bro. 0220.
Yeah, it's the time. So this was the 420 special. Shout out to our surprise special guest. I'm going to freeze frame Mike Rita's reaction. Big Terps 705. You know, if
my real reaction is probably not the first one, but when I whip off my headphones and I'm like, yeah, somebody is knocking at the door, and I look at you and I'm like, why aren't you panicking? Fuck, we should watch that right now.
Oh yeah, that would be great. All right, man. I think it's time. I don't think there's anything else that we need to talk about.
Buddy, this was a great episode. This thing had crazy waves.
Call the show. Tell us your trip. We're going to give away the prize soon. We got some good ones. Big Terps, yours is a top contender in my opinion.
I really
Which
like
one?
the one with the dead babies and the old people and shit.
The DMT trip.
I'm
yeah.
about that life.
I think that's a top contender. The can you see what I'm hearing?
It's a great one.
That's a big one too. That's definitely a top contender. But the prize is still available, folks. So call in 647-492-9911. You see how I got that memorized, Reets? That's 647-492-9911. Call in and leave us a voicemail.
You heard that number. That number again was
647-492-9911.
toll free. Not suitable for Quebec. May cause diarrhea. Not exposure for.
There's absolutely tolls. But you can also text it if you want, if you don't want to use the long distance. Or like get a voice over IP app. It's 2023, man. You can figure out a way to call it for free.
Voice over IP not included with the Snacks to Life podcast. May cause diarrhea. Not suitable for.
Do you want to do a D's Nuts commercial before the end, or you want to?
Yeah, let's do a D's Nuts commercial.
Okay, Mike Rita, in your best podcasting voice, radio voice, tell the people where they can find Grab D's Nuts.
Make sure to get your D's Nuts. Make sure to get your filling of D's Nuts at grabthesenuts.com. That's grabthesenuts.com for D's Nuts in your mouth. We're salty. We're dill pickly. We're here to finish you off.
All right, folks, that was the Snacks of Life podcast, and this is what you've been waiting for.
You take the good, you take the bad,
Terps.
you take them both, and there you have
The Snacks of Life. The Snacks of Life.
Yeah,
There's
Terps.
a time you gotta go and show you
Look at
growing, now you
Terps.
know about
The Snacks of Life.
the
Snacks of Life.
When the world
That's you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Snacks of Life podcast on 420 with Mike Rita, the Snack Man, and our special guest, Big Terps.
Woo! See you next Friday.